False. It's falsehood. Today, members of NIMO are getting heads shot at, dying needlessly in a fight their own government has abandoned. But let us remember, this is a country that lost 8 innocent souls, including top 2 ministers, on their way to a program fighting illegal mining. Instead, it has set up a gold board to buy gold it cannot trace.
And those were excerpts from the House yesterday as Parliament concluded a debate on the 2026 budget statement and economic policy. Now to politics, the New Patriotic Party has issued guidelines for the conduct of the 2026 presidential primaries, outlining the measures and requirements for aspirants and delegates. The guidelines including a voting center that can have more than one polling station, but on the same premises depending on the number of delegates. The threshold shall not exceed 1,000 delegates. It also warns that no contestants will appoint party officials or any delegates listed to vote in the presidential election as agents, such as officials including former MMDCs, members of parliament, former ministers, former deputy ministers, former CEOs of state-owned enterprises, former managing directors of government institutions, regional executives, constitutional executives, electoral area coordinators, and polling station executives. Now let's do some education stories, because the Education Minister, Haruna Idrisu, has revealed that some senior high school students are using government-distributed tablets to watch pornography. About 1.3 million tablets are expected to be distributed nationwide to students under the free senior high school policy, with some 980,000 already deployed. The curriculum and other educational materials will be offloaded onto the tablet for academic use. But the minister explains that some of the devices are not customized yet, which allows the students to use the tablets for other purposes, including sexually explicit content.
We are true GET fans supporting the distribution across the country, but my attention this morning, Mr. Speaker, was drawn to the fact that many of the devices are not customized, and the students are using it for other purposes, including pornography, which is not acceptable. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, government is taking a high view of it, and there must be restrictions as to what the tablets can be used for, and it should be used strictly for purpose of study. The curriculum is offloaded onto the tablet. It will facilitate digital learning. Mr. Speaker, we are to be minded that when you are training students, you are training them to be globally competitive.
That was the Education Minister, Haruna Idrisu. Now, before we go on, Army General has been sworn in as Guinea-Bissau's new head of state a day after an apparent coup. General Houta Ntam becomes the translational president for a period of 1 year. He took the oath on Thursday in brief and muted proceedings in the Army headquarters. The military had already suspended the electoral process and blocked the release of result of Sunday's presidential elections, which were expected on Thursday. And that's our first package for you this morning. For more news, please check our website at 3news.com. I am Enyuna Maliga. Business News is right up. Welcome to the Business News here on Sunrise 3FM 92.7. Coming up this morning in our headlines, the Ghana Revenue Authority moves to calm down on traders failing to issue VAT receipts as offenders face heavy penalties, including possible jail term.
Our team will be coming around, and if you are found not to be compliant with the law, we'll make sure that we'll take the necessary actions against you.
Also, the Ghana Investment Promotion Center lauds Guta's remarkable contribution to Ghana's economy.
Guta plays a vital role in the country's retail sector and in the country's economic development. So government really appreciates their role that they play.
Much later in this bulletin, we'll tell you how government has significantly cut Treasury bill targets today amid 6-week under-subscription tree. Details of these and other stories, please stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. Now to our first story. The Ghana Revenue Authority has rolled out strict nationwide enforcement to ensure all VAT-registered businesses issue receipts and remit the tax collected to government. Acting Commissioner, Domestic Tax Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Dr. Martin, says failure to comply will attract strict sanctions from hefty fines to potential imprisonment.
The Ghana Revenue Authority says, while many traders charge VAT, some fail to issue official invoices, preventing governments from receiving rightful tax revenue. Acting Commissioner, Domestic Tax Division, Dr. Martin Yamburija, is urging consumers to demand receipts whenever they make purchases from VAT-registered outlets, warning that without an invoice, taxes paid are often pocketed by traders instead of the state.
We're encouraging every taxpayer, especially VAT traders, to comply. That anytime they make a supply, they should issue the VAT invoice and retain a copy for verification by the Ghana Revenue Authority. I also want to encourage consumers, especially Ghanaians, that when you buy from a VAT-registered person, insist on your VAT receipt. Because what is there is that the person might have charged you the VAT and you have paid. But if you don't collect a receipt, the money will not go to the state and they will all be losers.
Dr. Yamburija added that penalties will depend on the severity of the breach, with taxpayers who deliberately evade VAT payments facing up to triple the value of unpaid tax or criminal prosecution.
Our team will be coming around, and if you are found not to be compliant with the law, we'll make sure that we'll take the necessary actions against you. Depending on the gravity of the offense, you could be paying double the tax that you didn't pay. It could even be 3 times. And then if we realize that you are deliberately doing it, we could also prosecute you. We could lead you to be imprisoned for a period of time.
A report on the Ghana Revenue Authority moving to clamp down on traders failing to issue VAT receipts as offenders face heavy penalty, including possible jail term. Now, the Ghana Investment Promotion Center has recognized a significant role played by the Ghana Union of Traders Association in fostering the nation's economic growth at Guta's National Quadrennial Conference in Accra. The contributions, according to GIPC, are particularly remarkable in the areas of tax revenue generation and employment.
Acting Chief Executive of the GIPC, Simon Maji, highlighted Guta's pivotal position as a critical stakeholder in Ghana's commercial landscape.
Guta plays a vital role in the country's retail sector and in the country's economic development. And so government really appreciates their role that they play, support the trading sector, support Ghanaians in the retail sector and their drive towards economic development and economic emancipation.
The National Quadrennial Conference witnessed a change of order designed to refine and shape the future of the Traders Union. Former president of Guta, Joseph Obin, shared his experience.
30 years of my life I've used to serve the trading community in this country, and I'm very happy to have done that. And I've served it to the best possible way that I have to serve. Now we have new administration, a new leadership coming in. Cost of doing business is very important in our way of doing business, and it's very important that we scrutinize all the taxes that we pay in this country.
The new president of GUTA, Clement Boateng, promised to build the capacity of members.
We will pursue close collaboration with various tertiary institutions to organize short refresher and certificate courses, equipping our members with the skills necessary for modern commerce. Looking at the caliber and dedication of the individuals that constitute the National Executive Committee, I am highly optimistic that we will have no cause to fail the Ghanaian traders.
Now, moving on to some other stories, government has significantly lowered its fundraising target for today's Treasury bill auction in a bid to align with persistent low investor appetite. This move comes as government's auction for the second term securities recorded its sixth consecutive week of undersubscription during the last outing on November 21.
For the upcoming auction, the target has been drastically reduced to 2.86 billion cedis across the 91-day, 182-day, and 364-day tenures. The figure marks a notable contraction from recent targets, reflecting the challenges faced in meeting debt rollover and fresh financing needs from the domestic money market. The continuous undersubscription suggests that investors are holding back funds or demanding higher yields than government is currently willing to accept, a trend that can be driven by higher inflation expectations, alternative investment opportunities offering better returns like specialized Bank of Ghana bills, or broader uncertainty about the fiscal outlook. The repeated failure to meet T-bill targets create pressure on government's cash flow, forcing the Ministry of Finance to look for alternative or more expensive means of domestic financing or to draw down cash reserves. The deliberate reduction of the target is a strategy to prevent further underperformance, ensuring the auction results appear more successful and potentially managing market expectations about domestic borrowing.
And that was a report on government's subscription significantly cutting T-bill target for today amid the 6th week of undersubscription streak. Now to some other stories. The United Nations Resident Coordinator in Ghana, Zia Quadri, urges the Ghanaian government to continue its effort in reducing its already declining public debt. He commended the Ghana International Investment, Trade and Finance Conference on the 9th annual meeting for bringing together stakeholders to discuss debt restructuring and maiden after tertiary students' congress.
On November 27, the Ghana International Investment, Trade and Finance Conference, GITFIC, held its annual meeting to have dialogues on ways to handle the current global financial hardships, which have placed extreme exigencies on several member states and governments across the world. This convening is on the back of the GITFIC Agenda 2031, a 6-year development agenda which seeks to highlight the Global Debt Initiative and the African Continental Free Trade Area, AfTA. Selassie Akom is the Chief Executive Officer of GITFIC.
Ghana is doing so fantastic, and so we intend to use our beloved country as the cornerstone in advancing the Global Debt Initiative, where we loop in member states and try to have them understand how Ghana is doing it so they can take advantage of and also implement or replicate same in their various countries. So this is what encompasses the GITFIC Agenda 2031.
Among the keynote speakers were British economist Anne Pettifer and United Nations Resident Coordinator in Ghana, Zia Quadri, who intimated the major pioneering role Ghana can play in upholding proper and sustainable debt management.
For me, one of the biggest challenges facing Ghana, and I'm looking at the young people in this audience, is not the debt problem. It's not the fiscal problem. It's the problem of youth unemployment. It's far too high in Ghana, particularly in urban and also rural areas. And in my view, the government should be freed up from its debt service obligations in order to transfer resources towards the interests of those young people.
Debt relief was no longer seen as a charitable act by the rich guys and the big banks, including the guys sitting here. It's not a charity by them. It was seen as an act of economic justice, of repairing something which was fundamentally wrong.
It's now time to take a look at how the cedi is faring against major trading currencies and how some key commodities are also faring on the global market.
On the interbank foreign exchange market, the dollar is selling at 11 cedis 21 pesos. It gained 2 pesos. The British pound is selling at 14 cedis 86 pesos. It gained 11 pesos. The euro is selling at 13 cedis. It also gained 5 pesos. However, be guided, these figures could be higher at a forex bureau near you. On the global commodities market, Brent crude is trading at $63.15 per barrel. Gold is trading at $4,156.74 per ounce, down by $5.41. Cocoa is trading at $5,093 per ton, down by $6.
That was an update from the Forex and Commodities markets. That will be all for business news here on Sunrise 3FM 92.7. For more news, please check our website at 3news.com. I am Enyona Maliga. Sunrise continues.
as well as the business news. This one is by Elevation Worship and the Maverick City. You'll be amazed how I spelled this song this morning, huh? But it's a pretty packed show for you today. We'll get into a bit more in terms of music as well, because on Fridays, you've got to relax and let the body at least prepare for the weekend. So we're going to be trying to do that for you this morning as well, as we ready ourselves for the newspapers, and then we get into the big conversations lined up. Today, we know as well that the state will be bidding farewell to Ghana's longest-serving First Lady in the Republic. But let's get our weather update first from Felicity Appiah-Ampofo as we kickstart what is the weekend essentially here on the 3FM Sunrise. Felicity, good morning.
Good morning, Mawuena. How are you?
I'm doing well. Trust that you are too.
I am better today than yesterday.
Fantastic. What are we to expect in terms of the weather today?
Yeah, for today we expect this morning misty and foggy conditions over some places. Those in the Seshibokwa, those in Kumasi, those in Achimda, and the Tifi, those around Takwadi Upstream, and then parts of the Volta region. By 8 upwards, we expect it to give way to partly cloudy conditions over the entire country. We expect slightly hazy conditions over the north and south regions. Then, in terms of rain, yes, we expect rain today over some places. Those around Aplau, those in Kastua, Accra, Cape Coast, Takoradi, Axim, parts of the Korea is also on the radar for me this afternoon into the evening hours. But then the chances are 40% chance. Also, those in Katekrachi, those in Goso, Sunyani, and Enclaves, also we expect them to have some afternoon showers today. For temperatures, we expect it around 33 for the coastal strip, 34, 35 for the Mendes sector. For the north, we expect it between 36 and 38 degrees Celsius. The same conditions is anticipated for tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. For the state of the sea, we expect it to remain rough within the weekend, with some floating clouds over the sky, over the ocean, and possible some showers with thunderstorms on the ocean. So fisher folks need to take precautions.
And in terms of the rains, we're not expecting a lot of that this weekend?
For this weekend, we are not expecting some system that will trigger that will move from our neighboring countries into our region. No, but then it's going to form within the country, within the areas. So it will be an afternoon event into the evening hours. Maximum maybe 2-3 hours. The process will end.
Right then, Felicity, I appreciate you for the weather update, and do have a glorious weekend.
Thank you. Wishing you the same. And remember to stay safe if you want to travel. The dawn hours, misty and foggy conditions will dominate the southern sector.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we appreciate you here on the 3FM Sunrise. Felicity Appiah-Ampofo is a chief weather forecaster with the Ghana Meteorological Agency, joining us with the weather updates for the morning, and we'll ready ourselves to get into the newspapers as well. And like I mentioned, it's a packed day, but we will spend quite the time this morning as well the forecourt of the State House, where the state burial of the former First Lady, Nana Akufo-Addo Rawlings, is expected. She served this country as its longest-serving First Lady in terms of the entirety of the history of the country as well. Oh, I get the indication it's at the Independence Square. More often than not, these are at the forecourt of the State House. And so at the Independence Square, that's where we will bid farewell to the former First Lady. Put down these numbers, shall you? 055-924-2717, 055-924-2717, 055-691-0154, 055-691-0154. We're streaming live on Facebook as well. Our handles 3FM927, same handles on Twitter as well. Leave us a message and trust that we'll do the reading for you. Like I said, today we'll do a bit more in terms of preparing ourselves for the weekend, and this one is by Emoji Music.
to do justice to the issues. And of course, you are an integral part of this morning show. Do be sure to give us a follow across all of these socials, and you can find us on X, on Facebook, on Instagram, and also on YouTube. Make sure that you never miss a beat. We do return, we'll be sinking our teeth into what the headlines have in store for you and I, and also give you a playback of some of the action on the floor of Parliament. In case you missed it, one might say it was a bit of a blockbuster. Time check, it is some 14 minutes to the top of the hour, 7 a.m. Don't go too far.
He refused and said he could manage the economy despite his obvious ill health. We're all here in this chamber. It was obvious that he wasn't well, but he insisted on managing the economy. Today, he's been called to come and account, and we are being told that we should sympathize with him because he is sick. Mr. Speaker, for 4 good years, he turned this chamber into a Bible school. I remember his famous his famous Bible quotations. Matthew 14:13 to 21. He referred us to the loaves and fish parables. I remember Deuteronomy 8:18. Mr. Speaker, after many years of tutelage, after many years of being taught by Ken Oforiatta, which we have learned the Bible. So today, I'll refer him to Luke 19, verse 1 to 10. Luke 19, verse 1 to 10. And since my brother started with a lengthy Bible quotation, let me also go through a lengthy Bible quotation. Luke 19, verses 1 to 10 says, Jesus entered Jericho and was passing through. A man was there by the name of Zacchaeus. He was a chief tax collector. What was Ken Oforiatta? Chief tax collector. He was in charge of GRA. And what do GRA do? They collect tax. So clearly, Zacchaeus in the Bible resembles Ken Oforiatta. A man was there by the name Zacchaeus. He was a chief tax collector and he was wealthy. A man who owns a bank, data bank, owns enterprise. Is he not a wealthy man? Is there no resemblance between Zacchaeus and Ken Oforiatta? He wanted to see Jesus. He wanted to see Jesus. But because he was short, he could not see over the crowd. So he ran ahead and climbed a cyclone fig tree to see him, since Jesus was coming that way. When Jesus reached the spot, he looked up and said to him, Zacchaeus, come down immediately. I said to Ken Oforiatta, come back to Ghana immediately.
FM 92.7 Urban Lifestyle Radio Station.
Zacchaeus! Zacchaeus! Oforiatta! Oforiatta! And Jesus said to Zacchaeus, I must stay at your house today. Mr. Speaker, if you recall, we tried to go and stay in his house recently. So he came down at once. And Jesus welcomed him gladly.
92.7.
All the people saw this and began to mutter, he has gone to be the guest of a sinner. The people said that Jesus has gone to be the guest of a sinner. Mr. Speaker, I didn't start with the Bible today. My brother started with the Bible today, and I'm just following his footsteps so that he knows I haven't forgotten my Bible lessons too. Mr. Speaker, the people said he has gone to be the guest of a sinner. But Zacchaeus stood up and said to the Lord, look, Lord, here and now, I give half of my possessions to the poor. And if I have cheated anybody out of anything, I will pay back 4 times the amount. Ken Oforiatta, come back. If you haven't cheated anybody, come back. If you haven't cheated anybody, come back. And when you come and we determine that you have cheated, you have to pay 4 times. And Jesus said to him, today salvation has come to this house.
FM 92.7 Urban Lifestyle Radio Station.
It appears they are happy about your presence. That's just by the way. Yes, Honorable Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, and Jesus said to him, today salvation has come to this house because this man too is a son of Abraham. Ken Ofori-Atta too is a son of Ghana, so he should come home. The Son of Man came to seek and to save the lost. Mr. Speaker, I will end my Bible lessons here. And to show to my colleague, my minority leader, that he doesn't know the Bible better than me. Mr. Speaker, if he doesn't know, my mother used to own a church. Let's continue.
Sunrise on 3FM. Sunrise on 3FM. The best in the morning. Sunrise on 3FM. The best in the morning. The best in the morning is on 92.7. Sunrise on 3FM. The best in the morning is on 92.7. Sunrise on 3FM. The best in the morning is on 92.7. Sunrise on 3FM. The best in the morning is on 92.7. Sunrise on 3FM.
It's to the top of the hour. You're still tuned into the best breakfast show in all of the land. And yes, we do say so ourselves. A quick message before myself and Mawuena Sixtus Ullo get into the news review. Now, there's a world-class university right here in Ghana. Rosebank International University is a strong South African university and a brand of the ADV Tech They be fine doing proper. Group, Africa's largest private education provider, with 146 schools across 5 African countries, with over 100,000 learners, and partly owned by the World Bank through the IFC. Rosebank International University is fully accredited by the South African Qualifications Authority, the British Accreditation Council, GTEC in Ghana, City and Guilds UK, and Capiscum Culinary Studio. At Rosebank International University College, they offer a Doctor of Business Administration, MBA, Master of Science, and Master of Philosophy in Digital Marketing, Bachelor of Supply Chain Management Targeting, professionals in freight forwarding, customs, etc. They also offer hospitality and culinary arts, available at diploma, undergraduate, and postgraduate levels.
What can you offer?
The ICT has BSc Information Technology in Business Systems and IT Computer Application Development, all carefully designed to equip you with the skills and qualifications needed for a successful global career. The mission is simple, inspiring excellence. Admissions are now open for January 2026. Now you can visit the very modern campus at Airport Commercial, Appiah House, Airport Accra, or you can also apply online at www.riuc.edu.gh. That's www.riuc.edu.gh. Rosebank International University, building global citizens. Very, very warm welcome to one Sixtus Ullo. I'm not too sure what side of the bed that he woke up on this morning, but we'll certainly find out. Sixtus, you woke up on the right side or you woke up on the left side? Which side?
The tail side.
The tail side. Okay, let me visualize this one. So you have the head of the bed, you've got the tail, and usually if you're with your beloved, you have one side. What is your usual side, left or right? Or you?
It depends on the action.
Most people have, depending, everybody goes to their designated side, regardless.
Side.
Oh, you sleep on the right.
You
or you, as the guy, you are closest to the door in case of emergency.
You cannot have a side. It depends on the action.
Oh, that's not possible.
It depends whether you are
meditating,
whether you are doing a you are meditating, or you are doing hey baba,
or you are being meditated upon.
You are being meditated upon,
But regardless, though, whether you meditate, pray, whatever, eventually everybody goes to that designated side. Everybody has that preferred side, regardless. You can start on, but you know when it comes to closing your eyes.
Anyway,
or unless you are not sleeping on bed.
Say again.
I said unless you are not sleeping on bed.
Even if it's a mat, there are still sides. The conventional thought is that the man is always close to the door.
The door,
So if, also depending on how your bed is arranged, if it's to the wall, then it means that you are on the edge and your woman is at just close to the wall.
Yes.
If it's in the middle of the room, yes, you still, one side will still face the door.
Yes.
Or if the door is at your leg side, where I will call it the tail end, then it might be a bit difficult to. But there would always be that easy access to the door that you say, okay, so I'll be here so that I can protect and face whatever is coming. But no, I mean, in my house, it's not like that. In my house, there are times you even, all the children want to sleep on the same bed with you.
Oh, I used to love that. I used to love that so much.
No, but they have to know that.
No. Now, these days, sometimes I want to apologize to my father because...
You should. You have spoiled so many times.
I'm telling you, and up until maybe even 9, 10, 11 years old.
No, they should have been caning you.
I'll come and knock on the door and say, I'm having nightmares. I can't sleep. I'm having nightmares. And so you just come and sleep in the middle. Night after night, always knocking, crying on the door. Oh, mom and dad, I get you now. I get you now. But Sixtus don't.
My girls will always say, Daddy, I'm scared.
Yeah, I'm scared.
She's not scared. You go and put her in her room. By the time you get back to the bed, she's on the bed waiting for you.
That's it. I just want to sleep next to mommy and daddy. That is the sweetest spot. And you know, kids don't stay young forever. One day, you know, they grow up, they become independent, and you be there, you know, wishing for the times when they were so tiny you could just bundle them up. You have to cherish those memories and come and make more with us. Good Park on the 5th of December. And this particular one I'm so excited for because...
Come and tell your story.
Yes, we want to know that...
Which side of the bed do you sleep on? Where do the children sleep?
For parents in training, we need the advice. Come and share with us.
Come and share.
What good stories or what horrors await us? Come and tell us so that we know.
What do you do when the children won't go to... They simply won't go to their own bed. They want to be on that one bed with you and your beloved.
I like that. Sixtus, I like that.
But you and your beloved, you also have plans for the night.
I like that question. You know, we're setting up a podcast section. A studio at the Good Park, and I'll be there. I believe my colleague Sika will also be there. You know, she's a new mommy, so we'll be giving, she'll be giving, I'll be listening, but we'll open up the floor. We'll open up the floor for you parents. And I think my first question will be what Sixtus has put forth. So if you're coming next week, please ruminate on that for the mommies and daddies. You know, the kids are so clingy, they want to come in them are nightmares. I'm scared. What is the strategy?
Well, you have plans.
You want to meditate.
You want to meditate.
You want to meditate. They said, I'm scared, something under the bed, nightmares, mommy, daddy, mommy.
And when the spirit enters you to meditate to you, you can't postpone it, you can't help it. So what do you do?
Come and give us the tips at the Family Fun Day. We do have a few papers in front of us, so as we typically do, we'll run through the headlines.
Sweet Ajele.
And get into...
She has a story to tell.
Oh, fantastic. The floor will be open, parents.
But you see,
come and tell us.
Our listeners, they always hear the names of our people who are handling our social, but they never see their faces. One of these days, we have to put a camera on them.
Oh, absolutely.
So, for the benefit of the listeners, your long, is it long term or long time? One mommy, she has run away. She says she has a promotion, so she has left us.
That's right.
She's now handling.
It says, let the retirees go and the young grow.
So the young, sweet Ajele is now the one handling our...
Shout out to the sweetest Ajele.
Sweet Ajele.
We appreciate all the efforts. It takes a village to be very honest.
Is something else.
It's okay. It's okay. Drink water. Chill water. All right, Sixtus, permit me. Shall I kick things off with the Ghanaian Times this morning?
Sure.
There's an apology here on the front page of the Ghanaian Times. It says, we deeply apologize for the mix-up in yesterday, November 26, 2025 issue of the Ghanaian Times. It was due to a technical hitch. Okay, so yesterday, instead of telling us it was 27th, I believe they must have said 26th. So
as in the dates?
In the dates, yes. Okay. I think that they said it was due to technical hitch, and the editor is apologizing for that. I don't even know if I noticed it yesterday as I was reading, but thank you for that.
It means we are not critical.
You're right. You're right. I'll go back and find that paper and see what exactly. Today is Friday the 28th, though, but that is correctly put on there. Now, 10 armed robbery abduction suspects arrested in Wa. Adopt clear policy on religious rights of students. That's coming from the Child's Rights International. Yesterday we had some discussion on that. It's a discussion that has now popped up once more on everybody's radar. You can always go back and listen to these wonderful discussions on all of our socials. President launches Yeridua to reduce imports. Yeridua, we are planting. And Yeridua, we are planting to reduce imports and increase.
Are you sure?
Oh, I don't know. Doubt me. Doubt me.
Are you sure?
Yeridua, we are planting. But from where I come from, Becca say Yeridua. Yeridua.
So Yeri is what fancy?
I think that's fancy. Yeridua. Nazi. But Alto it, we are planting. And the aim is to reduce imports and increase farmers' incomes. Quickly on the back page of the Ghanaian Times, Re-Greening Africa Phase 2 launched in Myon to restore degraded land. And AGA launches community scholarship to empower youth. Finally, the Daily Graphic this morning. Under Feed Ghana program, $400 million worth of poultry big break inaugurated. President touts import substitution projects. AGI hails economy's performance, commends government for gains. CompuGhana Black Friday. Okay, no. That's an advert there. Nana Kunedo Ajima Rawlings goes home today. And of course, we'll keep you in the loop on what is happening at the Independence Square this morning. Kweu Chiefs petition IGP to probe Benin Palace raid, captured on page 13. On the back page, Northern Water Project launched, and law firm refurbishes special ward of psychiatric hospital. Oh, what a wonderful initiative. I wonder if it's I think they came during World Mental Health Day. Vint and Alethea attorneys, and they are passionate about mental wellness or mental unwellness in the country, and they fulfilled that promise of refurbishing a special ward in the psychiatric hospital. And I think that's very commendable. We all often see companies engaging in CSR, not always targeted at mental health, but they also need our support. If you look at what the World Health Organization says we should be doing as a nation to support all of our mental well-being, we're not doing that good, although improvements have been seen. So kudos to the companies who take up the mental wellness of staff and the mental wellness of the entire community. It's not easy. You see somebody today, they have one suit, tie, coat. Everything is not well. It's not easy.
Closely linked to what you have just said. On the back page of Ghana's favorite newspaper, this is, permits me to do this.
Certainly.
There are two women who are about to be buried. It's a funeral announcement. Oba Penyin Ama Achema and Oba Penyin Ya Sa. Oba Penyin Ama Achema was born in 1934.
Okay.
Oba Penyin Ya Sa was born in 1931.
Oh.
They are, I think, 3 years shy of each other. Okay. So one is 91 years old. The other is 94 years old.
Wow. Older than 3FM 92.7.
I said 94. I didn't say 49.
Wow.
94 years old. The person was born in 1934. So this person has seen Ghana, the making of Ghana, the white man's coming, the time that some people decided to sell, collection up and sell the rest of us, sign us onto a bond. The time that some people decided to, this one they to bring fight, let me not say.
Please don't say it.
How does this happen? How are they able to live 90-something years?
Hey, this is serious. So like you said, they would have seen white man being here. I mean, long before even independence, they would have seen it all. Before there was even an airport. Some of you don't even know that there was once never an airport. If you wanted to go and see abroad, you go on a ship. You drive to Takrady. There was no port in you.
I'm very sure they would
jump
have
on
seen
a ship.
The first white man's coming. And this where is this Seshi Subri in Kwanta. I don't know where that is. Seshi. That's where Western.
You know Seshi also.
Western side.
I wonder if it's closer. Let me check my geography.
Yes, western side. They are close to Cape Coast, so they would have seen a lot.
Yeah.
They have seen the dustiness of. In fact, they've seen where there were no roads, just footpaths weaving through forests. and snaking through
You're
rivers.
right, Sixtus. Your geography is on point. Western North.
Yes, of course. I went to St. Francis Xavier Minor Seminary.
Surely.
It's a good school.
That's right. They're in the Western North region.
So they would have seen when there were no roads. They would have seen when the first road was cut. They would have seen the first school built. And they would have told themselves that, look, I'm not interested in this thing called school. Let me just do my farming. Oh, Jesus. God bless us.
Absolutely. We can only aspire.
We can only aspire. God grant it. And yesterday, my senior at the bar was telling me about a lawyer he met at court. And he said the lawyer is 90 years old.
Is this a practicing lawyer?
Yes. The man came to court, 90 years old. If I have lied, my senior has lied. My senior is called Michael Atachi. If I have lied, he has lied.
Wow.
I'm putting him on the spot.
The mind is still sharp.
90 years
The brain is still sharp.
Yes, he said. In fact, he said the man was walking without aids. Like, normally you walk with a stick or something. This man walked to the court. 90 years old.
Wow.
Today, at age 20, your mental is not mentaling.
Yeah.
And your blood is not blooding. Your sugar is...
The pressure is getting worse.
So, how were they able to live for that long?
Kontumire.
And
not the...
Gobe.
And not the contaminated kind. Fresh.
I'm very sure it's even the contaminated one that has come to kill them. They would have still lived longer.
I wouldn't be surprised, I wouldn't be surprised.
94 years
old. You walk miles and miles. Maybe you are into farming. You're always active. The blood is circulating.
And this is actually a picture of their old selves. You see?
Yeah.
But they still look young. Like strong, not young. Strong.
Yeah.
They still look strong. This is not a picture of when they were young ladies.
Oh, yeah.
In the maybe early 40s or...
Just like they should have said cheese, then let me assess what's in the mouth.
No, that one, why are you doing that? No, why are you doing that?
That's just the final cheese.
But if you look at the shape of the mouth, it means you won't find anything in the mouth.
I'm with you. I follow you.
Charlie, but there's grace.
That's wonderful.
Grace. We tap into that.
Absolutely.
So young men and young women, if you want to live long, don't allow people to be annoying you. When you wake up early in the morning, the first call that comes annoys you. Don't allow it. Or you are driving, and the first one who crosses you on the road annoys you. Don't allow it.
I've told myself I'm going to disengage from fights on the road.
Yes, it is necessary. If not, we won't be able to live up to 94 years old.
Beautiful.
Oh, if I get, I'll attend this funeral. These funerals. No, I'm inspired.
You attend?
I'll attend, yes. As a fan of their age.
I hope you go empty-handed because as a fan of the age, not a fan of jollof.
Oh, no. But you know me, I don't like jollof already.
Okay. I'm suspecting you.
I don't like jollof already. So they would have seen Nkrumah's marches for independence.
Okay.
All the troubles. So imagine they could write.
Or give us the oral accounts. I wonder if their children, grandchildren have gotten closer to get some good history from them.
But the children of these women, Oba Penin, no, it's not Penin, Oba Penin, Ama Achima, and Oba Penin Yasa. If their children are listening to us, we beg you, the stories they have told you, put them down, put them on paper. And if you have a relative who is this old, a relative who was born even in the 50s, the 1950s, please, every now and then sit down with the person, let the person talk. Don't write to me, just record. Put your phone recorder on, let them just chat and you listen. Later on, you sit down and you transcribe. Don't do any proper book. Just write it out as the person narrates it. That's all. And put it out there. We are losing our history.
That's right.
Now to the front page of Ghana's favorite newspaper says, Matthew Nyendam is qualified MP. Speaker Bagbing to the defense. comes with a picture of the Right Honorable Ask Bagbing and the Under Fire MP Matthew Nyindam. Ibrahim Mahama inspects Tamale SHS projects. Comes with the picture of the businessman on the front page of the Daily Guide newspaper. 27 drug peddlers arrested, arms, ammunition retrieved. One of the suspects is pictured here. And you have AG to file papers in 2 weeks. That refers to the buffer stock case. Traditional leaders reject 5% lithium royalty. That's it for the Daily Guide newspaper. Helen.
Well, time check, it is some 20 minutes past the hour of 7. I don't want to keep you too much. I know you have many swirling opinions. We'll go for a very quick break. When we come back, we will activate the phone lines. As I mentioned this morning, we have several different matters in focus this morning. So please do stick with us. Grab yourself a nice hot beverage and get comfortable. Thank you.
In terms of minority, Afenyomaki, a Dauman. Afenyomaki, Yama, or my Ghana, what tongue or my Ghana with Timboni, Opasu. The best MPP for Omuntu Afenyomaki for. Omuntu because and you were only the first minority leader, Yenyan or Maimu, our free MPP. Yenya minority leaders are a free MPP more. Omo Juma, Edian Wunyam, a share of my Ghana. A friend of my pursue go my Ghana anymore. Moment Tanasi, yes, speaker. Yes, Reno. I should be a friend of my kids and fantasy at the man. Omo Famano. Now you your best friend, your government appointees. Nibinum, Obinum, yes, Rewam. Omo Juma to send your chief of staff, Juma. Chief of staff, any the law for a communicating your Bonabasuno, Omomia Mama Basubi. Your friend in our own fat. Oh, said Brenna, your bear was Siano, almost so many. Chief of staff, send your Bonabasuna, Juma, where your collaboration with communicators, no, your Bonabasu, when you go Shirano, no one in Niswadi, Emblem.
Thank you for your call. Let me get on to my next caller. And quickly, he was talking about the minority leader, Fenyo Marking. He says that minority leaders have come and gone, and it's interesting to watch. My next caller is on the line. Hello, good morning. Ben, happy Friday. How are we?
Oh, not bad at all. Not bad at all. We thank our Heavenly Father for such a new day like this. Yes, by the grace, to say glory be to the Father, mighty God in heaven. Hope you're also doing well.
I'm also doing well, yes.
I thank God for your life and your family as well.
Thank you.
Anyway, let me say good morning to Mr. President, President John Dramani Mahama, the missionary, also the Vice President, Professor Nana Jane Okukwajiman, and Chief of Staff, my bosses, Honorable Likimakulu, the MP for the Nukabiyan, Deputy Shipyard, Chief Executive, Honorable Speaker, and Courage Makafu in the Nicky. You see, it's sad that the micro minority that was sitting in there. Now, for the first in this country, in the issue of parliament, the whole leader has been dragged to privilege committee. I'm asking him this morning, Appiah, how do you feel? You see, let me tell you your own body. You can't have it every time. If you gone on the days, you can call on the court within 2 hours, your case will be called. Please, be humble. Because you see, you are destroying the MPP the more. Because now you know that you are the leader for the MPP in parliament.
You say Afenyo is making MPP unpopular?
Yeah, that's what most of the people are saying. You see, we need a vibrant opposition in this country. And you see, we've seen the lives of minority leaders in this country. But his behavior is far-fetched. It's really sad. You see, whenever we have a vibrant opposition in this country, I'm telling you, it's time the government of the day to succeed.
That's right.
And we want development. You see, and I'll be very happy if honorable minority leader would do his things well and make sure they match my party and distribute to boot. So that whatever we have promised Ghanaians will deliver.
That's right.
Is it? But we don't want in such a way that we have a minority leader that will not hear, want to challenge, castigate everyone. When it's happening that, if it happens that, it will, you are just, destroying things for us. I'm begging him in the name of God. He needs to check. See, because as we say in our dialect, you won't check and only listen in church here. You see, so I'm begging him. He can do better. We can do better.
Certainly.
He should learn from his predecessors. We are begging him.
Certainly.
Okay? And also, I'm sad that a whole former works and housing minister will write to a president that he shouldn't do the expressway. What? Hey, challenge, MVP. Oh, you'll not even get them. Anyway, have a good morning.
Eben, have a wonderful morning. Referring to that letter that Honorable Kasian Atufos read on the floor of Parliament yesterday. We'll get into all of those matters. My next caller is on the line. Hello, good morning. Who's speaking?
My name is Adenwan from the same family.
Ah, fantastic. How are you doing this morning?
Not bad, as usual.
As usual. Let's hear you, please.
In the camp party, you don't get the value the same. Tomorrow the dollar is up, tomorrow the fuel is up. So we are not getting the proper value of our security. And now everything is stable, isn't it?
We are seeing stability throughout the year. I cannot disagree with you.
Yes. So now let me say good morning to Maddy Jibril and all NDC appointees and the ministers. The good ones, the bad ones, by February, will be so good. We'll see reshuffle. If you decided not to look after the grassroots, you go back to your roots where you belong. Madam, you see, I am not happy because NDC, we are not selfish, because we need competition. That's why we are saying entities should gather themselves well, because this is what we are witnessing. If these words are in the minorities and these are the leaders, then entity is not ready. I am pleading to Allah and the Chanda and the rest to come together and be NDC competition, because like I said earlier on, we are not selfish. We are not like some community tell you NDC. We don't want NDC to be in 60 years. No. Because so they should think NDC is all ready, because if after humanity will be developing itself and be insulting the cases and people are looking at you, this might have to be a sign for the government of NDC to advise themselves. So we are not ready. We need peace in Ghana. And madam, before I leave, things are going on in airport, car park. The authorities should do something about it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that call. I'm very excited about some of the rhetoric this morning. You say that we need a vibrant opposition to keep government on its toes. And we say this day in and day out, and we couldn't agree with you more. Let me get on to my next caller. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Who's on the line? Okay, apologies. I lost that caller. You can call us back 0559 242 717 or 0556 910 154. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Helen.
Yes, who's speaking?
I'm speaking from the city within the city.
City within the city. And who am I talking to?
Oh, Maestro, Helen.
Oh, Maestro. Great to hear your voice. How are you doing?
Well, I'm better than yesterday.
Fantastic. Let's hear you, please.
Good. My regards to your bite man.
Certainly.
I know he's listening. Good morning to my MP, Honorable Jaja, and the wife, Aja Farida Jaja. You see, Helen, clearly, we have seen a lot stability. Yesterday, I went to passport office. It used to be 500 Ghana for this to purchase this F4. Now, it's 350. I don't know people talking about it. You see, sometimes expectation of the Ghanaians is that when NDC comes to power, they want to see things stabilized. Or if not stabilized, at least it should be maintained where NDP left.
Right.
Before people used to go to market, today we should go buy things. The following day, it has been increased. Now it is no more longer than that. So people should appreciate. You see, partisan politics that people are doing is not going to help them. Ghanaians are deciding. People have seen the good work of NDC. But what I want to see is the aura. Why I want to see is the aura of what I have to come. If he knows his genuine, he is the man who handles our affairs. And today people are calling him to come. As majority leader says, it is not well. His own MPs asked for him to resign. They say, no, he can able to manage our affairs. Today, because of accountability, they say the man is sick. So can you continue to be sick? They should come and account for his stewardship, because people should know one thing, that if you are public office holder, one day the accountability will come.
That's right.
You have to come to your people. We need money to develop this country. Have a good morning, and God bless you and your team.
Thank you so much,
Maestro. Sixtus to call me, my lawyer.
Sixtus, I'll let him. I'll let him call you.
Number.
Yes, he's in the back room now. I'll let him. God bless you, Maestro. Have a wonderful weekend as well. I'll get on to my next caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Madam Helen.
Yes, who's speaking?
Yes, this is Ima calling from Amamole.
Ima from Amamole. How's Amamole this morning?
Ghana Municipal Assembly.
Oh, fantastic. Let's hear you, please.
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good this morning by God's grace.
Fantastic.
Madam Helen,
Yes.
I need an education. Please educate me.
I hope I can be your teacher this morning. Let me hear you.
Yes, I'm saying this in relation to Kenoforate's departure from this country. We've been told he went to the U.S. on a visiting visa, 6 months visiting visa from January. So at least by July or August, he has the visa will expire. So what I want you to educate me is, when you go on such visit and it expires, do you renew it within the country you are, or you come down to your country and go to the same embassy you acquired the visa from?
What an interesting angle. In fact, I have to do my Googles, but you've raised a very interesting point there that I don't know whether has been explored in this conversation. So kudos for that.
I'll wait till Monday so that you do your check. God willing, so
no
that
problem
you give me an answer.
Absolutely.
Okay, let me proceed to my next submission.
Sure.
Yeah, Appiah-Ampofo has been summoned to the Privileges Committee.
Indeed.
Fine. We are watching closely with our eyes and ears. Listen, my sister, there was a military invasion. To date, I really don't know if this government is doing something about that. We were here recently when Ajeri Ahmed, Anodonpe and others also destroyed properties that belongs to the state.
That's right.
Tables and speakers, mics and all that. To date, my sister, nothing has been done to such people. Nothing. And now Appiah-Ampofo is being dragged to the prison. To me, I know nothing will happen. Nothing will happen.
And in fact, I can't begrudge you that opinion, because, like you said, we saw Honorable Bedrat chaired that committee to investigate into 2 micro. Until date, we haven't seen any reports.
Thank you very much, my sister. Yes, and then Speaker Babin from his own mouth telling us that he's trying to consider the MPs, those who are trying to be difficult, or who don't want to go with I've forgotten the technical name. Their standard of whatever.
Standing orders.
Thank you very much. The standing orders. Thank you, my sister. Mr. Babin, till when? Because there are some of the MPs, especially the MPP side, that is the target they have decided to go. They will do this to the end of their tenure. So please crack the shit. And every time such thing comes up, you consider them, you forgive them, Mr. Babin, we are fed up. Crack the shit, bite. So we are fed up with all this. Because MPs, you go there to what? Legislate. Enact laws for us, but not to go and misbehave. And you are remodeled also for some of us. You are representing a whole constituency.
That's right.
So this is becoming too much. So that is my, and then my last point.
Yes, President. 30 seconds. Yes.
Yeah, 30 seconds. This Kumasi Expressway, my sister, Expressway, they know that when this government is able to construct this road, it will collapse their party. That's why he doesn't have a shame. Look at this road. We are all yearning for it, that something should be done to it. And you are what? You wrote letter to the president that the road shouldn't be constructed. Shame on to you. I will leave it here.
Thank you so much.
It will never happen. Thank you.
Have a wonderful weekend. Drink some cold water. The passions are high this morning. Let me head on to my next caller. And thank you for your patience. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, my sister.
Pastor Dewale, how are you this morning?
Oh, by His grace, I am strong, fit for the day.
Oh, that's great news.
I care mercies that took us through the 11th and 12th hours.
Fantastic.
My sister, let me say good morning to the Christian Council Chairman and also the General Assembly Moderator of EP Church Ghana, Right Reverend Dr. Lieutenant Colonel Bliss Divine Kofi Agbeku. You heard the name of? He was a former military officer. He's now the chairman of Christian Council. And as I told you 3 days back, Sunday, the invitation is still extended to you and your crew.
Thank you so much.
And all listeners, come to Independence Square and enjoy what? Sweet local breed melodies, hymns of yesteryears. You know, EP Church, we are 177 years in Ghana.
Oh, wow.
But that of the Accra Presbytery is 50 years. So it's a joy to come together.
Wonderful.
But just a quick one. I was so grateful yesterday for His Excellency visit to Kuku. You know, I was brought up at Goso. I'm going to go to Kuku.
Okay.
Yes. So I know those are for Enclis very well. Mim, Frankore, Kasapim. You know I'm a forest man, so I know those places well. And I like the launch for the vegetable. Everything will be produced here, processed, we eat, we export. This is always my cry-on call, if you have observed my submission all these years.
That's right.
And the president was saying that you will move, in fact, that would be the piloting of people. But I'm also pleading with the president that one of the best hub that General Champon implemented was a Wutu prison camp at Kaswa. In fact, if we mechanize them, this image, because the labor is there, the land is there is water all year round, they can feed the whole Accra. You know, Brigade Kaswa, it was meant for Syria.
Right.
And Tuba was also meant for vegetable. All these things were General Champon's hot plants, and they were in place. So if you're able to follow this, together with the Kukum and the rest, my sister, Ghana must work and Ghana has to work again. And the express route. In fact, my sister, it is sometimes when politicians are talking, they should go back to history. Apart from General Champon, who built double lane from 74 to 76, when we went from right to left in August 4th up to this in Sawam. Nobody have extended it. You know, I've been saying this. So we have a current president who wants to continue this. Is it not good news? So people must be, in fact, must always be traveling in traffic, unnecessary waste of time and loss of human life. You see, if you are a politician, don't just be too political myopic. Speak as a national asset. Have a blessed weekend.
Have a blessed one.
And in fact, I look forward to see you at Independence Square this Sunday.
Absolutely, Pastor Duele. Have a wonderful weekend. And always, thank you for some of that historical perspective. My next caller is on the line. Thank you for your patience. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Odeo.
Mawuena Egbeta.
Odeo, Mpocho, from Breakfast Kwame Aristocrat. Mzee Kasod Barry and the Pet.
It's you.
Anyway, but you see, and the darkness in the Yanya Botarama, Appiah marking. That was near Ranta or by Ghana. As if he owns Ghana. He owns the laws of this country. And he can do as I no know than pay. Because that is how I'm governor on my way. If I'm going to put Ghana for them. We Abambabin. It's a parliament. MPP for that 1 year there. And telling or by then or by the or with Bema. Another by the Bema there or your bay. Your mind the past 8 years in the parliament, who will go in party there in Sasso. To the extent there will go address for the Sasso, no partner parliament or the party levy. Ababa Benaya with the Speaker of Parliament. But I was now why was the phone. He had to bloody widow or had it. He had to the Medra. Within the parliament or be uncovered. Now, if I'm marking as lawless as he is, or we are not back to the Ghana for the any mum and any mumra, or the lawlessness, no, or the alcohol we are echoed. And now, Obia didn't Obia election. As if he wants Ghana and he thinks that Ghana one day. And that's the primitive with the mindset. MP people. We are telling our fair marking MP for the plane and one on your way down as a plane. This government now or more don't know. On the 2009 interview, I beg you know my own weapon and open them way. On the way, what was security officer or with their policing live camera or we are not back and or your way AI. Sabi we there no insute na yanta for so ade ken so mpot but yen wo de we ifo nwa afọ a no ko we abaka kire obi a lawless into no akotiafo na ade no we wanchi we ma azaka mo na ade we wa mo no ye no do no ye de na it's anything. In fact, we are not going to give a hoot to what they are doing, and we them referred here to the family of the late former First Lady.
Sure.
Madam Adma Kunedo.
All right. Ms. Madasi, thank you for your call this morning. A few more calls, and of course, we'll be making way for sports on Sunrise. My next caller is on the line. Hello, good morning. Who's speaking?
Good morning, Mrs. Star.
Yes, who am I talking to? Mawuena Egbeta.
I'm from Brighton, because of Abusoka.
It's you.
None of it yet. I mean, share Nyankupo Inshira, none of it. Namin share my only journey. Honorable Johnny. I mean, Canon Papa.
Oh, Betty.
Did you say no, Mrs.
And in Hoya Pan.
Michia Honorable Alaji Yakundo, and Honorable Piteti, and Honorable Alaji Rauf at the castle. Unim, ye best, ye speaker, Honorable Abangbabi. Private committee, no, a yard or so do. Ghana for a room for so be a bem, a man for our Moko private committee. Say, you be a call. The being you are a free bar. Ghana for everyone. Yet you on and our committee. Yet yes, yen shushu say MPP for say Mike our parliament. MPP for every ballot papers our parliament. Soldier for a borough parliament house. Yen tin she say ye do amuko private committee and I say ye shushu move for muno. Yatimia panishi obi edi afemu debi nyoma bebre aya ye di petition akoma pale honorable speaker Abangbabi bibi papa bi afemu mba enti ya doso akoye se parliament ono ye hu de ekoso to mo kata ekofo mo e wo parliament wo ye ekoso wo parliament che honorable afenyo maki che nyoma okika che press conference o ye or 30 judge for any idea. Tell more bema bibia you can so go to court. Go to court. And then say a court, not court and my judgment. Say you call re-election. When so if judge for me honorable senior market, ebe hand and any the actual amount for our parliament. Say parliamentarians for 80 no more show more. My boy Excellency John Dramani Mahama Abaso Papa. Let me say, Nkuko Kitty ya call lanchi. Ebe bua say you to no so no ebe timianya Nkuko. Na Nkuko fua yet me cry mononi ebe go on my way muno. Ni na so ebe chano. MPP for so meko crown Nkuko yare edi aba. Enti wo share MPP for mu for man Ghana yi. Enti omu de omu ye oman bofo omu nju oman nu say oman ni beko nenim.
Thank you for your submission.
Say the way omu chi parliament na omu ye no enfa bibi papa bia mba.
Thank you. Yes, you are Darcy. Thank you for your call. Last caller, and then we'll progress with the morning show. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mommy. I believe you are doing well this morning.
I'm doing very well. Lincoln, good to hear your voice. How are you?
I'm good.
All right, let's hear you, please.
Thank you so much. And yesterday, there was a press conference by Erastus Asare of Multimedia. And he made mention of some of the MCs and DCs taking money from Galamsey.
That's right.
And I want to appeal to our president to investigate and sack all those MCs and DCs taking money from Galamsey. Yesterday, I listened to the program from the beginning to the end. There were a lot of people, Professor Pifrepon watching, civil society organization, and the international community, and it was a very nice lecture. And I wish President Mama would listen to the lecture yesterday, and I believe somebody will inform him. They should send the whole tape to President Mahama.
That's right.
To see the conduct of some of our MCs and DC. If you look at the work, NIMOS, being headed by Kandaboa, if you go to the EPA, our mother, Professor Brown Kruche, who is also involved in the fight against Galamsey, Eastern Regional Minister Honorable Akosha Awate is also part. And a lot of security agencies, yesterday, Rasos Asare commended NIMOS and also commended the IGP, Christian Teteyuno, for the good role the police are also playing in terms of the fight against Galamsey. So I believe that Media General, you are also doing your best. My colleagues are also talking about Galamsey. We should never rest in terms of the fight against Galamsey. We should not rest. And I will encourage all the security agencies to do their work. They should arrest the MC anybody, anybody who is involved in Galamsey, they should arrest all of them. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your submission. Final caller. Hello, good morning.
Prophylactic Helen.
Papa Bisu, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you two and Johnny and the rest of the team?
We're actually very good, hearty and healthy. Let's hear you, please.
Tell Sixtus Ullo that I don't like him always saying that Daily Guy is a favorite, what do you call it? I don't want to hear that.
You know that's their tagline that they themselves put on the paper.
They are not. But they are not. They are, we call them, those days, daily rollings. Every day, negative things about rolling.
Oh, that used to be the tagline. I see.
Negative things about NDC. So they can't be favorites. Now, to the point. First, let me say hi to His Excellency your mama, the former, the Vice President, Professor Jane, Chief of Staff, and all the CEOs and their deputies. My sister, you know something, Helen?
Let me hear you.
Good. Some time ago, I heard, or was it just recently, I heard that your man, my namesake, Mawuena. Mawuena.
Yes.
He said, why is that every time I've been attacking, what do you call it, this guy, Kojo Nkrumah? You know that Kojo Nkrumah is the propagandist of MPP.
You would say he's the... Why did you single out Kojo Nkrumah?
I'll tell you why.
All right, let me hear
you.
He
likes being forceful against NDC, especially against our government. The other time when we were in opposition, and your mama talked about this stress-free fee for the first-year students, right?
What we call no-fee stress policy.
Yes, stress-free, yeah.
Yeah, stress-free policy. That's right, yeah.
Kojo Nkrumah was telling the whole Ghana that, that thing is just a fraction. It is not a whole this amount that His Excellency Jomama plans to pay. We came into government. He's still talking about still a fraction. That was early this year. My sister, what are you seeing now? The stress-free fee something. Is it a fraction or a full? I want to ask from you, Helen.
What I understand, the no-fee stress policy, they give you that full payment. Is it? Am I
bless
right?
You, prophylactic Helen. So a whole lot. Not only this one. I'm just giving you a typical example of it. So it's a propagandist of MPP, and his ambition is to become president of Ghana. How can he be a liar?
Papa Bisu, I can't allow that.
President of Ghana.
I can't allow that.
I get my point.
But
so when I'm attacking him, I know what I'm doing. You understand me? I know Kojo Nkrumah way back when he was at UFM. The same thing I was doing. Still falsehood.
But
I even did the one man demo against him.
A lot of our callers today say we need the opposition to keep, the party on its toes, right? To keep government on its toes.
Helen,
is
that keeping the party on its toes or the government on its toes?
I mean, certainly not like that.
Keep government on its toes.
Right.
Bring out the fact. It's just like what they said about what they call it, this lithium deal. Have they signed a deal? They are saying that, look, the 10% is still there, but it was against the laid down regulation of Ghana. They said, don't take less than 3% or more than 5%. So let's amend the law to conform to it. Maybe that 10% may go beyond it. I get my point. And they'll be going around telling lies. How can you use falsehood to put the government on these tools? Prophylactically, tell me, how? How?
In fact, this lithium deal will certainly revisit, but we've got to make way for sports, and I'm always grateful for your submission. I salute you too. Wonderful, wonderful morning. And as always, thank you so much for all of your passionate submissions. And at least some consensus has been built this morning that every country needs a vibrant opposition to make sure that nothing goes on our blind side. I'm grateful for all of your calls on Community Voices this morning, and thankful that you were able to join us.
Job to do, and that had to do with the ruling The ruling is in respect of the complaint of contempt that was brought against the minority leader, Honorable Osahin Alexander Kwamina Appiah-Ampofo, member for Ifutu and minority leader of the House. Honorable members, on Tuesday, 11th November 2025, this House received a formal complaint under Order 6 and 33 from Honorable Mahama Ayarga, Member of Parliament for Boko Central and Majority Leader. The complaint alleges that Honorable Osahin Alexander Kwamina Appiah-Ampofo, Member for Ifutu and Minority Leader, has engaged in conduct which, if substantiated, may constitute contempt of Parliament and a breach of parliamentary privilege pursuant to Orders 30 and 31-0 of our standing orders. The complaint arises from events said to have occurred during the sitting of the ECOWAS Parliament in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, Nigeria, from 25th to 28th September 2025. According to Honorable Ayarga, Honorable Appiah-Ampofo attended that session of the ECOWAS Parliament in contravention of a duly adopted resolution of this House, which excluded his name from Ghana's delegation to that regional parliament. The complainant asserts further that this conduct amounts to an affront to the authority and dignity of Parliament, and accordingly invites the Speaker to refer the matter to the Committee on Privileges and Immunities for inquiry and recommendation to the House. Honorable members, as I indicated at the close of the Majority Leader's submission that day, the standing orders prescribed the procedure to be followed when allegations of contempt or breach of privilege are raised. It falls to the Speaker, in the first instance, to determine whether the facts disclosed in the complaint established a prima facie case warranting referral to the committee. Members recall that I deferred my ruling to the next day, and that was to be Wednesday, 12 November 2025. However, the pressures of business on the order paper made it impossible to deliver the ruling on that day. I am now in a position to do so. In considering this matter, I have reflected carefully on the facts alleged, the standing orders, and the relevant constitutional and statutory provisions governing 1, the authority of Parliament, 2, the binding force of parliamentary resolutions, and 3, the scope of Parliament's contempt jurisdiction. What is the nature and effect of a resolution of Parliament? Honorable members, a resolution of Parliament is a formal act through which the House expresses its collective will on a matter properly before it. Once adopted, a resolution becomes a binding decision of the House until it is rescinded, suspended, or varied in accordance with the standing orders of the House. A resolution, therefore, has continuing effect, and the Speaker, as the presiding authority, is bound to give effect to it. While the Speaker may clarify the scope or meaning of a resolution, he cannot amend, modify, or disregard it unilaterally. Honorable members, this principle reflects the doctrine of collective responsibility. When Parliament speaks through a resolution, that decision binds all members, irrespective of political affiliation, leadership status, or personal opinion. As Eskime reminds us, and I quote Eskime, the dignity of Parliament depends upon the observation of its rules, and the authority of Parliament depends upon their enforcement, unquote. This is the foundation upon which parliamentary collective responsibility rests. So what is the power and scope of Parliament's contempt jurisdiction? Contempt of Parliament refers to any act or omission that obstructs, impedes, or undermines Parliament in the performance of its functions, or which affronts its dignity, or tends either directly or indirectly to obstruct, impede, undermine Parliament in the performance of its functions, or affront the dignity of Parliament. Parliament's power to address contempt is inherent in its constitutional status as a coordinate arm of government and is expressly recognized under Article 122 of the Constitution, Order 30 of the Standing Orders, and Section 26 of the Parliament Act 1965, Act 300. Honorable members, the jurisdiction to sanction contempt is not limited to acts committed within the chamber. The relevant test is whether the conduct, wherever it occurs, has a direct or indirect tendency to obstruct, diminish, or bring Parliament into disrepute or ridicule. Parliament may therefore exercise its contempt jurisdiction over conduct occurring outside the presence of the House, where such conduct undermines the institution's authority or impairs its ability to give effect to its decisions. Honorable members, I note that the specific instances of contempt listed in the standing orders, such as disorderly behavior, deceit, or disobedience of an order issued by the presiding officer, do not expressly identify non-compliance with or disregard of a resolution as a distinct ground of contempt. A resolution, as earlier observed, is a decision of Parliament, not an order of the Speaker. There is therefore no express provision making its breach a stand-alone category of contempt. However, Section 26 of Act 300 makes clear that the enumeration of contempt grounds is not exhaustive. Parliament retains the right to treat as contempt any act that impedes its functions or affronts its dignity. Order 31A similarly contemplates conduct, whether specific or general, that brings Parliament into disrepute or undermines its institutional authority. It is within this broader category that the present allegation must be assessed. Honorable members, it is useful to consider what constitutes an affront to the dignity or authority of Parliament. Orders 30C and 31 prove directly or indirectly brings Parliament into disrepute or which undermines its authority, reputation, or dignity may amount to contempt. These capture behavior that, while not obstructing proceedings, undermines Parliament's standing, coherence, or credibility. An affront to the dignity or authority of Parliament may arise where a member's conduct A. challenges or disregards a valid act or decision of the House. B, diminishes the institutional authority of Parliament or the Speaker. C, undermines public confidence in the discipline, unity, or dignity of Parliament. Or D, brings Parliament into disrepute before state organs or external bodies. Unlike other specific grounds of contempt set out in the standing orders, this category focuses not on the place where the act occurred, but on its effect. Conduct that conveys the impression that Parliament's decision may be ignored without consequence qualify as an affront to dignity, even if committed outside the presence of the House. Democratic experience across the world teaches that institutions endure not by their formal design alone, but by the conduct of those entrusted with them. The strength of this House, therefore, rests not merely in its constitutional design, but in the consistent respect members accord to its decisions and processes. Honorable members, having reviewed the complaint, the standing orders, and the governing principles, I am satisfied that the matter raised prima facie implicates the dignity and institutional integrity of this House. Pursuant to Order 34.1, I therefore refer the matter, the complaint lodged by the Honourable Member for Boko Central and a majority leader to the Committee on Privileges and Immunities for examination, inquiry, investigation, and report to the House. The committee is directed to 1. Ascertain the relevant facts giving rise to the complaint, including the actions taken by the House and by the Honourable Member concerned. 2. Review those actions taken within the framework of our standing orders and the applicable protocols of the ECOWAS Parliament. 3. Determine whether the conduct, if established, constitutes contempt of Parliament or a breach of privilege under Orders 30 and 31A. And 4, make appropriate recommendations to the House for its consideration. In conclusion, honorable members, whatever our political differences, the authority of Parliament rests on the shared commitment to respect its decisions and uphold the integrity of its processes. Allegations that a member has disregarded a decision of this House must therefore be examined with fairness, constitutional fidelity, and a clear regard for the institutional independence of Parliament. I urge the committee to discharge its mandate with diligence, impartiality, and decorum, ensuring that all parties are given a fair hearing. Until the committee completes its inquiry and responds to the House, and reports to the House, I advise honorable members to refrain from public commentary on this matter in order to preserve the dignity and unity of this august House. I thank all of you for your attention, and I pray that discipline will prevail in this matter.
3FM 92.7, Urban Lifestyle Radio Station.
92.7. This December, give your kids what they really want. Your time, your full attention. Cerelac in partnership with 3FM presents Family Fun Day. #FamilyLac 2025. A full-day adventure packed with games, family competitions, live performances. Happening Friday, 5th December at Good Park from 9 a.m. To register your family for free.
Of 8. Thank you so much for deciding to start your morning with us and for sticking with us all the way through up until now. And we are still in that winning season. We're not just chasing wins, we are collecting them one by one by one by one. Up your level with the luckiest. It's back again, bigger and better, with chances to change your life. Let me show you 2 easy ways to get in the game. First, grab your phone, simply dial *712#. That's *712#. Choose option 1 to buy a ticket for yourself, or option 2 to buy for someone else. If you want the system to generate a lucky ticket for you, you go with option 1 again. Prefer to choose your own lucky ticket number, that's option 2. Confirm your payments with Momo and boom, you are in. Now for the online way, simply head over to theluckiestafrica.com. That's theluckiestafrica.com and register. Tap on community tickets to either pick your own lucky number or let the system generate one for you. You can also buy a ticket for someone else. Now when it's time to pay, use Momo if you are in Ghana, or pay with your card if you are abroad. One ticket can multiply your money by 500 times, and your entire community could win 10 times over. This is your golden chance. Hop on and let's get lucky together, because luck is everywhere.
Sunrise on 3FM.
Smart leaders don't just work harder, they work smarter. That's why successful companies are switching to cloud-based accounting with QuickBooks. Register for this special tailor-made training by Rosebank International University College on cloud-based accounting with QuickBooks Online training and learn how to manage finances anytime, anywhere. Whether you're an accountant, business owner, or finance student, this hands-on workshop will empower you to work smarter, faster, and more securely. Learn how to automate your bookkeeping, track cash flow in real time, generate instant reports, and access your financial data securely anytime, anywhere. Now it kicks off tomorrow, the 29th of November, all the way through to the 6th of December and the 13th of December 2025. The venue is the Rosebank International University College, Appiah House, Airport, Accra. Now, who should attend? Well, it's designed especially for SME owners, finance managers, and corporate professionals who want to stay ahead of the curve. This hands-on session will be led by certified QuickBooks experts with real-world experience, helping businesses go digital and boost efficiency. Don't play with the chicks. Soar like the eagle. Take your company's accounting to the cloud. Be counted among those who are ready to bring change to their business. Now, you can register by simply calling 030-700-7800. And you can reach Fred on 020-937-8943 or simply visit www.riuc.edu.gh. Revolves around one: negotiation skills and abilities to turn challenges into opportunities. Do you want to lead with confidence and resolve conflicts like a pro? Do you want to master the art of effective negotiations and conflict management with confidence? Then don't miss the 3-day corporate training program on effective negotiation and conflict management skills by Rosebank International University College, designed for managers, executives, and team leaders who want to lead with influence and resolve challenges with skill. Join top industry experts to learn powerful practical strategies to sharpen your skills on how to build consensus, resolve disputes, and achieve better outcomes, whether in business leadership or in everyday life. Empower yourself and your organization. Negotiate smart and lead effectively. It's happening on the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th of December at the Rosebank International University College, Appiah House, Airport, Accra. Now, who should attend this training? Well, apart from managers at all levels, sales and marketing executives and practitioners, union leaders, board members, everyone needs to have the ability to negotiate, whether at the family or the church level. Limited seats are available, and you can register now by simply dialing 030-700-7800. You can also call Fred on 020-937-8943 or simply visit www.riuc.edu.gh.
Download exclusive.
Minutes past the hour of 8. We're going for a very quick break. When we come back, we'll actually sink our teeth into all of today's pertinent issues. Do be sure to return to us right here on 3FM Sunrise or 3FM 92.7.
This December, give your kid.
It has been long. Deadlines, hustle, pressure. Now it's time to breathe, to dance, to feel again. The music hits, waves crush, energy rises. You're surrounded by good people and golden light. This is your reset, your freedom, your joy. 3FM All White Party, the beach edition, where paradise meets the party. Labadi Beach Hotel, 28 December. Lock it up. It has been long. Deadlines, hustle, pressure. Now it's time to breathe, to dance, to feel again. The music hits, waves crash, energy rises. You're surrounded by good people and golden light. This is your reset, your freedom, your joy. 3FM All White Party, the beach edition, where paradise meets the party. Labadi Beach Hotel, 28 December. Lock it up. The year's been long. Deadlines, hustle, pressure. Now it's time to breathe, to dance, to feel again. The music hits, waves crash, energy rises. You're surrounded by good people and golden light. This is your reset, your freedom, your joy. 3FM All White Party, the beach edition, where paradise meets the party. Labadi Beach Hotel, 28 December. Lock it up. The year's been long. Deadlines, hustle, pressure. Now it's time to breathe, to dance, to feel again. The music hits, waves crash, energy rises. You're surrounded by good people and golden light. This is your reset, your freedom, your joy. 3FM All White Party, the beach edition, where paradise meets the party. Labadi Beach Hotel, 28 December. Lock it up. The year's been long. Deadlines, hustle, pressure. Now it's time to breathe, to dance, to feel again. The music hits, waves crash, energy rises. You're surrounded by good people and golden light. This is your reset, your freedom, your joy. 3FM All White Party, the beach edition, where paradise meets the party. Labadi Beach Hotel, 28 December. Lock it up. The year's been long. Deadlines, hustle, pressure. Now it's time to breathe, to dance, to feel again. The music hits, waves crash, energy rises. You're surrounded by good people and golden light. This is your reset, your freedom, your joy. 3FM All White Party, the beach edition, where paradise meets the party. Labadi Beach Hotel, 28 December. Lock it up. The year's been long. Deadlines, hustle, pressure. Now it's time to breathe, to dance, to feel again. The music hits, waves crash, energy rises. You're surrounded by good people and golden light. This is your reset, your freedom, your joy. 3FM All White Party, the beach edition, where paradise meets the party. Labadi Beach Hotel, 28 December. Lock it up. The year's been long. Deadlines, hustle, pressure. Now it's time to breathe, to dance, to feel again. The music hits, waves crash, energy rises. You're surrounded by good people and golden light. This is your reset, your freedom, your joy. 3FM All White Party, the beach edition, where paradise meets the party. Labadi Beach Hotel, 28 December. Lock it up. The year's been long. Deadlines, hustle, pressure. Now it's time to breathe, to dance, to feel again. The music hits, waves crash, energy rises. You're surrounded by good people and golden light. This is your reset, your freedom, your joy. 3FM All White Party, the beach edition, where paradise meets the party. Labadi Beach Hotel.
Beach Hotel, and this year we're turning paradise into the biggest December shutdown of 2025.
Yes, you are nominated.
And wait, we're not coming small because Stone Boy is coming, Kofi Kinata is coming, and there are more surprise artists loading. That's right, you heard right. Stone Boy is coming, Kofi Kinata is coming, and many more surprises coming your way. Let's just say it's going to be the biggest night in December. Now listen, if you want to experience this night the right way, then you need a table. All right, we have 3 exclusive packages for you all to take advantage of. I have some special guests in the studio. I can see they're poised and ready to go. I'll find out from them which package they would like. Okay, so it's the 28th of December, and the first package is the Platinum package. That one, I think Solo might like that one. That one is for those who don't do average spaces. That's our private space, okay? That one is prestige. You get premium treatment. And I think for Emmanuel, I'll give him the diamond package. That's where luxury meets energy. Those who want to steez kakra.
I don't think he wants the diamond.
No, he wants the diamond.
The expression on his face suggests he doesn't want
No,
the diamond.
I've looked at all the personalities.
He wants platinum too, I believe.
Okay, actually, let me tell you, I'll give him a gold.
I want the lowest.
That's none of them are the lowest. Package beyond in his teas, okay? Package beyond in his teas. Thank you. I like that all year long. You work so hard. We'll give you the platinum.
Get it organized. So look, your wife, my wife, will go there and have time.
Hey, wahala for who no get wife. I think you have to exit because they are mentioning wives and they are just watching you to be there.
I'm very happy to get this opportunity. Hardly do we spend time in the house. You know that. You leave in the morning, you come back home after 11. So it's a perfect package.
All right.
And whoever is behind it, kudos.
All right. For the gold package, if you opt for the gold package, it tells me that you're bold, you're vibrant, and you're going to be right in the heart of the party. So please don't wait until our table packages sell out. December 28th, all roads lead to Labadi Beach Hotel for the 3FM all-wide party. You know, there ain't no party like a 3FM party. Now you can simply call or WhatsApp us 053-2200-927 and book your table. The countdown has well and truly begun. Make sure you're not missing out. And you know, when we say we're sold out, we're sold out. Don't make your way to the venue, and at the gate we're having all kinds of arguments and back and forths. When we're sold out, we're sold out. So please do not wait at all. Make sure that you are there with us. 3FM all-white party happening on the 28th of December 2025. Take advantage of either platinum, either the diamond or the gold package. I didn't give you a package. I also give you platinum.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll give you platinum because with
much.
Platinum, you can just any package at all. You take your shoes off. Anyhow.
We'll just party till the morning comes.
You know, we have Stone Boy, we have Kofi Kenata. Is there anybody you want to see at 3FM all-white party?
I think we were talking about...
you want to see Nana Lace? Oh, listen, if you want to see Nana Lace, head over to our socials and hashtag Nana Lace 3FM all-white party. AJ and I, we are his pseudo managers. We'll make it happen, so fear not. If you want to see Nana Lace, you see Nana Lace. But let's get into the meat of the matter. And let me say hello and a very good morning and a very warm welcome to some of my favorite gentlemen in this space. And I'm not being biased. They always lend us their time, their expert opinion. And even where there's a difference in opinion, we're able to come to some sort of consensus, and I'm always grateful for my time with them. Solomon Owusu is Director of Communication for the United Party. I've also got Emmanuel Kutin, Executive Director, African Center for Security and Counter-Terrorism. Gentlemen, hello, good morning. Of course, Mawuena Egbeta, still in the studio.
Good morning, Helen. You've been missed.
Oh,
it's good you're back.
You was away for a long time.
Yes. That was a heavy annual leave.
It was a heavy one.
And your brother always was here. I was looking at it. Hey, you were explain tired.
I was messaging him encouragement. I say, Mawe, you are doing well.
But he did fantastically well, and it's good. It's good that you have a solid team here. So
absolutely,
it's good you are back, and we are. As for us, we don't have any leave. Even when you want to go.
So no, don't try it because
Frederick
even this year,
even this year,
we'll be calling you.
Even this year.
Tomorrow is the time. You can't run away.
But this year you've taken a break or two. You've also
was
it working?
Still, you can't run away. For me, it's 24/7. 24-hour economy started with this. 24/7 started with this. And they stole it to make their campaign. You're always on the move.
It's that they stole it to me.
But Solo, you were out of the Republic for some time. In fact, even Emmanuel, you've been out of town for some time. What always brings you back home? Because sometimes you go out there and you think, hey, everything is working.
Solo was landing with you, except that he forgot to look for you.
I think we were at different times,
different times. And when she came down,
because if I had seen Solo in London, the enjoyment would have been double.
With this weather, 1 degree, 2 degrees.
Is that what always brings you back home?
No, but I'm not a fan of living outside the country. I believe in Ghana, so everything has to be.
Even with all of our problems.
That is why I love it. I love the problems, and I believe that we have what it takes to solve them. That is why I'm not encouraged to live outside. You know, a lot of people, you know it, Ghanaians living abroad.
Yeah.
Their heart of heart, they don't want to be there.
Yes.
At all.
Sometimes they come here, they want to stay, and the system pushes them out.
I'm telling you.
You understand? So we have to be here in the midst of all the difficulties and try and then make something out of it to encourage them to come.
I agree. After 12 years, my heart was itching. I said, I can't stay here.
Absolutely.
I have to come home.
Yes.
But now that I'm back to, I don't know.
But you are surviving.
The system is pushing you.
I'm surviving, but it's always nice to be among your kinfolk, you know. And people often think, I can't wait to go. I said, there's something about being surrounded by your own people that you can't take away.
Take it away.
When you go to a big man, so it's the subtleties. You're always reminded that you are not home. You are not fully home.
Accepted. You are not part of them.
You are not home.
In fact, in 2008, I made that very difficult decision to come back home. And I've never regretted it.
Yes.
And I came along with my kids. They are schooling here. I'm so proud of them.
Yeah.
I think that we have the capacity to fix some of the challenges.
Yeah.
Look, traffic congestion is as old as Adam. Every now and then you see the political class with their siren, pim, 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 pim. Why don't you fix the system to work for all of us?
Yeah.
So I think we, the citizens, must rise up and stop the political class from using the siren and also go through what we are also going through. I think by so doing, they will get the system fixed.
They should also wake up early.
I saw Range Rovers being shuffled around with dispatch motors, G-Wagons and things. So our political class, is that the kind of cars they drive lately with the economic hardship the ordinary Ghanaian is facing? So we must call a spade a spade. Don't forget the last government. We accuse them of their provocacy and things. Of course. Look at what is happening. We have to ask ourselves under the law, those high-end vehicles, are they allowed under the, even if you go under the law, it's just a very few government officials who are allowed to use the dispatch rider. But it has become the order of the day. Even party boys and people have money in town. You remember the Nigerian guy who was accused of No. The one was at the airport. Doing the. You see the kind of Motor King's rice dares he used. His own, branded differently. And yet no one is talking about it. These are the kind of system that drive Ghanaians to stay abroad. It's nothing but that. I had a friend who came last month. He told me, man, come on, I have to go back. Traffic and the way we don't obey traffic regulations and the indiscipline to him is something he cannot accept. It's not that he wants to live there, but the rule of law operates. Let's get rid of our trotros. Get decent busing system.
No, you are even talking about
get the railways working. Look at the single one we brought and made fanfare over it.
We've not been able to.
We have not been able to operationalize it. So as a country, what can we really do, Solo?
We can do more. That is why you have to encourage the middle class, the professional class to enter into politics. You see,
they are sitting aloof. Things are happening.
Thinking that those who do not know can turn things around. You must enter into politics and change things. Look, I went to Tamale and I couldn't believe it that getting a taxi was a problem. They are using tricycles. I said, how can this happen? Go to Kumasi everywhere, tricycle. You ask them, so it's cheap. I said, are you kidding me? I was looking for a taxi from my hotel to the airport. I didn't know there wasn't any taxi around. And time was also running fast. So I said, what is this?
So you have to use the tricycle.
I asked someone which means of transport was a tricycle. I said, hey. So I sat in tricycle for the tricycle to drive me to the airport. I said, what sort of society are we building?
Yeah.
So these are some
And in the Tamale scenario, almost everyone dies on the road every day.
But because it's not.
Look at the statistics, so alarming, and we are not looking at the cause of that to the overall health of our economy. We are losing our human capital and thinking that. And look, the tricycle thing. Who introduced it?
I don't know.
Mama Kambu or whatever they used to call it.
For some very strange reason.
Who introduced
it? You don't know who, but it's taken over.
It has taken over.
No, if you go to it's terrible. Yeah, Domi area. Domi area.
Yes.
Domi area.
Very, very
see,
common.
they have become a very active political activist of a sort. When you try to bring legislation, you see the motor riders. They're threatening you right now. That if you don't do A, B, C, they will vote you.
But that is why you must take that decision. Like if I'm the president, these are the decisions that I want to take. I will take it against you. You vote against me. I would have done my.
So look, we don't have problems in Ghana. It's just that we don't have leadership. That is all.
All right, gentlemen, let's get stuck straight into our agenda this morning. I've taken a look at our flyer. First on the list is Speaker Bagbin on the Bandai issue. And also we have Afenyo Markin also on the bill. I played for you before this discussion what Speaker Bagbin had to say, especially in connection with referring the leader of the House, Afenyo Markin, to the Privileges Committee. What I want to do, however, though, is give us a playback on what he had to say. This is the Honorable Minority Leader Afenyo Markin concerning the judgment in Bandai. In fact, it's received a lot of backlash and a lot of commentary. I want us to take a quick listen. We'll come back and then we'll also put that in context of what the speaker had to say about Bandai. I played that full 15 minutes, but I do want to pick the thoughts of Solo and Ima on this particular issue, and then we'll segue into Bandai proper and what that declaration by the speaker means, what the differences are. There's been some juxtaposition against what's happening with Honorable Nyindam of Bandai and Jachi Kwesin, what happened in previous time, whether or not these two are the same or we can draw some parallels. But this particular commentary from Afenyo Markin on the floor of Parliament, I do want especially Solo's commentary on that. He's in the legal fraternity. Take a quick listen.
20 minutes walked out of the courtroom claiming that his judgment will be ready on Friday. Meanwhile, in less than 24 hours, a court order was being served on Parliament and Honorable Nyindam. What kind of kangaroo judicial system we have now in Ghana? The judiciary must know that their actions and inactions to serve the interests of whoever their paymaster is has the tendency of destroying our peaceful republic. We will not mince words. They can conspire to call us one by one for a so-called contempt of courts. We are criticizing their shameful conduct. We are not afraid. We are ready to be in Nsawam for their so-called contempt. The world will see their disgraceful conduct. We will not sit aloof and allow them to undermine the very rule of law that they are supposed to protect. How can a judge who calls himself a judge sit in court and misconduct himself in such a manner and expect the country to be quiet? This judgment is not merely flawed, it is dangerous. It does not advance justice, it obstructs it. It does not uphold constitutionalism, it undermines it. It does not protect the people, it punishes them without cause. His Lordship Justice Bart Planbrew may be a learned jurist and we respect the office he holds. But respect for judicial office does not require silence in the face of judicial error. Quite the contrary, it demands that we speak, that we challenge, that we insist on fidelity to the Constitution and the rule of law. And so we say this with the utmost clarity. As long as the minority caucus stands, this judicial misadventure will not pass quietly into legitimacy. We will challenge it through every lawful avenue available. We will expose its flaws with rigorous legal arguments and will defeat it. Not through force. I repeat, not through force, because we have none. Not through intimidation, because we have none. But by law, by constitution, and by truth, we will appeal to the conscience of judges who would want to uphold their judicial oath and be guided by their conscience.
92.7 Urban Lifestyle Radio Station.
The big conversation on 3FM Sunrise.
All right, you were just there listening to the Honourable Minority Leader speaking at the foyer of Parliament, talking about the Pandai ruling. There have been some updates to that since that particular press conference. You also heard before this conversation the voice of the Speaker of Parliament, Honourable Alban Bagbin, talking about the stay, what that means. That's the stay of execution, what that means for the MP in Pandai, Honourable Nyendam, and what that also means after said stay of execution. So I wanted to play that to pick your thoughts because of how much commentary this particular press conference has garnered. What are your thoughts?
Thank you very much. The truth of the matter is that if you are going to war, I understand Afenyo is Osahini, meaning he's a warrior, the commander-in-chief of the army of the MPP. And if you are going to war with such a weak leader, then you have problems. First of all,
what makes him a weak leader?
So
as you
weak
described?
because you see, press conferences you are allowed to do, freedom of speech, but it must be of substance. Nowhere in his press delivery was he able to pinpoint any legal issues that he believes the judge erred. In fact, at the same press conference, he told the entire world that he has not seen the details of the ruling. He was waiting to see it. So, based on what was he lamenting? Have you forgotten this was the same person that only less than a year ago was admonishing all of us to go to court, you remember?
Indeed.
And the regime that he was supporting, remember that he was an avowed supporter of Tokono. This very case we are discussing started during the regime of Tokono. You know, the people went to court in December of last year. During that time, it was Tokono that was in power, who was the CJ. Now, it means the court, the judge that was assigned to this case was from Tokono. So on what basis are you creating the impression that this government came in and then did something untoward, convinced the judge to give this ruling? Again, remember this year, the same electoral matters. We had issues in Obuasi East.
Indeed.
In fact, the returning officer had proclaimed the NDC candidate, Samuel Abaji of blessed memory, as the winner of that election. The MPP candidate took the matter to court. And in April of this year, under the same regime, the court said no. What the returning officer did was wrong, and that Boache won the elections, and the MPP, they were very happy. We did not hear Afenyo come out and do what he has done. It did not end there. You remember another umbrella issue?
Indeed.
He also went to court. Some of us thought that there was a legitimate issue in Nsawam. The court said no. Another umbrella won. We did not hear Afenyo come out like this. That's why I said that if you are being led by a weak leader like him, your party, no wonder, is a goner. The party is collapsed because of some of his utterances. He did not make any sense during this press conference.
The late Kumi.
Absolutely. You understand?
Damongo.
You understand? One. So you have issues. You have issues that clearly indicate that the court is behaving in a rational manner. When it suits you, you don't do press conferences. Even in a situation where you don't even have the benefit of the details of what transpired, you are still accusing the very institution. Now, you have filed notice of appeal.
Indeed.
The very institution you are bastardizing, you have also filed appeal. That doesn't make sense to you. If you think you have anything substantial to help the case, why would you not give this evidence to your candidate so that it can help him in court? What it tells you is that they know the truth. And I can say without any shred of doubt that I've been in the northern region, and I didn't even know that this was how the case was going to end up. But when you go to Pandai, the people there are campaigning, both NDC and NPP, before this ruling, they were campaigning.
When was this that you went there?
No, that's around October.
Okay.
You will see them visibly campaigning on the grounds. You understand? When you go to Pandai, everybody's billboards are visibly there because they were all anticipating a rerun. Now, they raised issues with 41 polling stations that the original affidavit or the rate at the NDC wanted 41 polling stations to be annulled. You see, these are dishonest politicians. I took my time once again because I always want to know what the truth is, and went into the various issues raised in the rate. One of their reliefs that they sought was that they have to annul the entire election results. The judge listened to both arguments. They came to a conclusion that to annul the 41, it would be better to do the rerun for the entire constituency.
Right.
I have not heard even the candidate himself having an issue with it, because the candidate of the MPP would have been disadvantaged if the ruling had been that they go for 41 polling stations. Why? These were the stations that the MPP candidate won by a landslide. So what the NDC, if the judge had restricted himself to the 41 polling stations, the NDC would have been in a comfortable lead, because where they won will not be affected by the rerun, and they will come and fight with you in your stronghold. So natural justice, just allow the entire elections to be run again, so that whoever won legitimately will be decided on that fateful day. The key issue that we must consider, where I thought Appiah should concentrate his energy together with the minority, is to call for prosecution of returning officers who lead us into some of these situations. But what is going to happen is that it is going to lead to willfully causing financial loss to the state. If you go and do a rerun, is the state not going to put in more money?
That's right.
So why do you allow the person that committed this crime to go scot-free? We experienced that in Ablekumanov. In Ablekumanov, they came to tell us that the EC didn't have its original pink sheet, for which reason we had to go for a rerun in selected polling stations. The person was left off the hook. We have Pandai. If we don't begin to prosecute them, then what will happen is that my brother Ima, just like the last time he contested that he nearly won, even if he had enough resources to have gotten people to do a research, probably he would have ended up in court that you were stolen. If we begin to prosecute these returning officers, it will serve as a deterrent that elections are governed by laws. The election 2024 was governed by CI 127. It gives you rules of engagement that you could not go and declare results in an area that is not known by all interested parties. You understand?
Right.
They raised issues of irregularities, which were proven in court. So what else? Apart from coming to do this propaganda and bastardizing the entire judiciary. You are a lawyer. You eat from the court. So if you are going to bastardize the entire, you are bastardizing your profession. It is not the one that is selling shoes in Makola that is going to suffer. You will suffer the most because you eat from the court.
Now he says that he himself, he's ready to face any contempt charges, as is the minority. What he did, is that something that makes him eligible?
If he is not cited for contempt, then the judiciary must be prepared to receive theatrics from some of us. Then it will be heavier than what Appiah has done. If they allow Appiah to get away with this, then it's a beautiful world. Because he spoke without any evidence. Especially when he told you that he didn't have details of the ruling.
Indeed.
So what was he speaking to? He misled all those that were following him. Politics we do. Yes, parliament is a place of politics. But you must do politics that has some levels of reasonability, so that the young ones will learn. No wonder now I see people are not, when you raise this matter, it's unfortunate you don't have any MPP rep here. He would have taken out.
Is he covered, though, under the cloak of parliamentary immunity?
No, he did it at the FOIA, which is not covered by the parliamentary immunity. And that immunity itself, we must go into it. You see, the constitution of the land has the spirit and letter. When you say immunity, it doesn't mean you should deliberately go and do something and think that because you have immunity, you can get away with it. That is why the constitution has the spirit and the letter. So he is not covered by it. He must be called to explain why he would say that he did that to suit his paymasters. Then he defines who are the paymasters. So that helps all of us, because we don't know. Maybe it could happen to us tomorrow. If he's able to prove his case that, yes, Mr. ABCD are the paymasters, then he helps the cause of our discourse. He said it, and he had just gone into hiding. So that we make noise about Afenyo, and at the end of the day, he's assigning. What is assigning in this? You have critical issues. You are not concerned that as someone that was in majority, you had about 137 seats in parliament. Through these bogus press conferences, whilst you were in power, you reduced your number to 88. After coming to power, you started this whole business of press conferences, bogus ones and needless ones. There was a by-election in Lakwetia. We thought the Ghanaian will even restore the confidence again in your party. They voted against your candidate. You are not learning from it. Now, a seat has been declared as vacant, or the declaration has not come, but there is a rerun that has been called for. Instead of coming out with something that would appease your supporters and also, engender some confidence, look at this.
You said this is not going to help the cause of the minority.
In fact,
because the numbers, ever so slowly, are still dwindling.
Not at all, because if you have leadership like this, I keep saying that it is not the problem with the numbers in parliament. It is the quality. In 1996, the MPP had 67 members of parliament. That was in 1996, where the likes of G.H. Mensah, the NDC, they had 133. Look at the disparity, the difference. But what did work for the MPP then, what did the trick was the quality of representation. You heard from G.H. Mensah, it was constructive, it was straight to the point, not trivialities like this. So that encouraged and endeared Ghanaians to the party called the New Patriotic Party. The quality has reduced substantially. In fact, the quality in parliament, we must take a critical look at it. Does it not strike you, Ellen? I don't know whether you were in Ghana, and even if you were not here, you heard it. That you have a member of parliament from Trobu constituency. That the very moment the budget was read, she was interviewed and said, after the reading of the budget, she prepared a VAT invoice and she still find the COVID levy on it. Do we immediately take out a tax provision when the budget is read?
Was that not maybe laced in politics?
Oh,
a tactics.
Oh,
national
clearly a clueless MP. That should never have even ended up in our district assemblies as an assembly member, let alone going to parliament to pass laws for you and I. Remember the MP that said the city is appreciating. A lot of funny things are happening in that parliament. And it is because of the way and manner the two political parties have been electing people to represent them on their seats. It's the way and manner monetization for politics is taking away quality human resources. You are here, and then you could be a good MP, but you make the attempt. As for females crowd here, sometimes
our case is mobile. The levels of ordeals that you go through, you will not want to go closer. So because of that, some people have hijacked the space and preventing decent minds, professional minds from entering into our frontline politics and then going to parliament to make the right laws and also ensure that the government of the day is put on its toes. That is the problem we are dealing with. And that is why you have the likes of Afenyo leading the MPP. And that is why I know for a fact that a lot of people within the MPP sector, even the parliamentarians, are not happy with the leadership he's providing. Is that what you are picking when you test the temperature on the ground?
No, that's what they tell us. You see, unfortunately. But you know, my root is in the MPP. I came from the MPP. So I left the MP, and the thing is that I have a huge. I'm never an MP. I'm a UP. We are the mother party.
UP.
No, the UP is the original party.
MPP is from where?
It came from the UP. So we are the mother party. So that's why I can advise properly.
So that is really so.
They are not happy.
Even within the fraternity itself, they are not happy.
They are not happy about it. I'm telling you, there are certain decisions that are being taken that the people feel that, look, if you are in opposition, especially when there is a political party that won by a landslide, the approach does not work. This is where tact. Even if you had any press conference to address, this press conference should never have been addressed by Afenyo because of his past behavior. That you that was in the past, only 12 months ago, calling for people to be going to court to seek redress. How can you be the same person addressing us and criticizing the very institution that you were directing us to? So it could have been a different person, someone that the people have confidence in him, that look, this person, when he speaks, it carries weight. This one, it is just a total no.
Ima, I also want you to have your bite on this particular issue. I think Solo has also raised some very important questions when we think about the overall quality in who we are electing to sit as members of parliament to represent our interests. Is it all about politics? Like you said, when it comes to serious national issues, are we just playing politics every day and night?
Well, my signature introduction, my dearest Helen, welcome.
Thank you.
And very good morning to our cherished listeners as always. Because of you up there, that's why we are here. And we are grateful that you always take time to listen to us. In fact, I have a young man in my office. He's an IT wizard. Today is his birthday. Mike Euphoria, wherever you are, I wish you a very good one today. In fact, my dearest Helen, the quality in Parliament indeed had dwindled. If you look at the quality of debate in Parliament lately, it's so appalling. And I think as a country, we might take steps to remedy the situation. And like my good friend Solomon mentioned, I think monetization of the process is to blame. And I want to appeal to Ghanaians. The only benchmark we have to safeguard our democracy is Parliament. So when you are casting your votes, it's about time we overlook monetary consideration and look at the quality. In fact, if you look at Parliament over the period, it is so disheartening that instead of we getting improvement over the period, it is rather the reverse. My good friend mentioned J.H. Mensenko. Look at those days, Papa Oswan Kuma. That's the time of Peter La Ajite. I think the good thing that has happened to Parliament is Bagbe as our speaker. You realize that anytime Bagbe is on the seat, there's total discipline in Parliament. So I think we have to be grateful for his appointment, more or less, or his elections as the speaker. But the other thing is that, my dearest Helen, time has a way of revealing things. Sometimes when I listen to some of the press conferences of the minority, I ask myself how long they have been in opposition. You see, Afenyo Martin's personality is a huge challenge.
A challenge?
A challenge, yes. He's behaving like a student leader. And as a youth, I get worried. You know, UN Convention is urging governments across board to hitch their development agenda looking forward on the youth.
That's right.
And Afenyo Martin have not shown that the youth can lead. And to me, it's a disgrace to we the youth. And he doesn't listen. He behaves like a student leader. And sometimes he becomes too emotional. Look, to be a minority leader is not a small thing, Helen, you know? You enjoy the privileges of a minister. And it's not everything you come and take the mic and you are talking. As a leader, if you have nothing to say, it's better not to say anything at all, because what you say carries a lot of weight. Who makes the law? Is it not Parliament?
Indeed.
So if the leader or the minority is attacking the judiciary, the way Appiah-Ampofo as a lawyer is doing is so contemptuous. And I think the judiciary must show to the good people of this country that it is an institution that does not discriminate. Nobody is above the law. So I want to see our judiciary summoning Honorable Appiah-Ampofo before it to prove what he means by the judge satisfying the whims and caprices of their political paymasters. Maybe there is something he knows we don't know. And we cannot just let this thing slide, because Parliament is a house of records, and these things will be there forever. Look at the infractions of Appiah-Ampofo in government and in opposition. Look at when he slapped the police officer. He has not even been reprimanded, so he feels he's untouchable. And I think that we are watching the space very keenly. If Appiah-Ampofo is not summoned before the judiciary, I think the new Chief Justice is just going to continue what we have always known, and I won't see it as any change happening. Now, the EC. I think most of these problems are caused by the Electoral Commission. And we must get to the bottom of how these returning officers are selected or appointed. Some of them are party players, and people know it openly. But the EC in its lazy approach will just decide who to pick and not to pick. Look at my case. 6 weeks to elections, EC directed that I change my symbol. If I don't change that symbol, they'll disqualify me. And initially you had is it eagle? Eagle, yes. So I had to change my symbol to slippers, and had to change my campaign strategy to get to the people to understand that the eagle you were looking forward to vote for, can you imagine? I'm now slippers. And look at how rural the Saboba constituency is. And someone goes home and sleeps peacefully over infractions like this. So I think that it amounts, like my good brother said, causing financial loss to the state, because it's the taxpayers' money they are going to use to rerun these elections. You know that. Yeah, that's right. Money which otherwise should have been used for other things. So I think we must review some of these things and make sure these EC officers does not go scot-free. On the Panda case, I think the speaker must be praised, because I've seen that he wants to play by the rule of law, and that is what democracy is all about. Until the 7-day elapses, Mawuena can still go to Parliament. Indeed. I think the appeal was to stay execution for 7 days. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think as a very seasoned and experienced lawyer as he is, he correctly got it right. And I'm in a dilemma. I'm a cucumber like Mawuena. And Mawuena is my maternal uncle. That's my mother's brother. You understand? Direct brother. Yes. My mother's brother is Mawuena, so I will call him uncle. The other gentleman, Wakpa, was my classmate at Bishop Herman. We sat in the same class. We did the same program. So to me, I will plead with the people of Panda. The beauty of democracy is the rule of law. The court has spoken. Let's go by the dictates of the court. An appeal has been filed. Let's exhaust the process and see what happens. I saw youth demonstrating in Panda, burning ties, and giving all manners of threat. I want to appeal to my people. Our common enemy is poverty. Any form of disturbances, any form of disruptions, any form of venting anger is not going to solve the problem. it will be at the law court, the decision will be made. The Deputy Minister for Foreign Affairs, is it Jaji Kwesi? His case is still fresh in our minds. We shouldn't forget. We cannot choose and pick. Look at how the guy was treated. You understand? So sometimes it surprises me when we get this kind of venom from no other person, like a whole minority leader. So I think Afenyo has brought the party into disrepute, and it looks as if the party has not got leadership. They should call Afenyo to order. Otherwise, the direction the MPP is going, it is not only good, to not only be good for MPP, but the country as a whole. Because we need a very credible opposition to keep government in check so that our development agenda or our laws can benefit the ordinary person on the ground. So Afenyo Marking ought to be dealt with. And if you look at under the Constitution, he has been referred to, in fact, the privileges committee for
I want us to get into that very quickly, but just before that, let me say good morning and a very warm welcome to David Theophilus Dominic Vondi. He's the MP for Trifo Eti Mokwa. Honorable, hello, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, God is good.
All the time.
And you guys are looking really good, man.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. Good morning to
you.
Good morning to the UP, those who took one of the PR of the MPP. So, you know, MPP is NPP. Now they've taken one of the PR away.
So now we're just NP. Oh, yes, my goodness.
Everyone will look for something and replace with the lost MP. The P, you can put something like new propaganda party.
Hey.
Maybe you can do it like that.
New propaganda party.
Yes.
Let's move on very swiftly from there. Lead me not into temptation. Good morning.
Our listeners, and I know people are viewing us from Facebook.
That's right. We're live. And also on YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube,
that's fine.
A very good morning to you as well. Now, I've picked the thoughts of Emmanuel and Solomon on the commentary by Afenyo Marking speaking in the foyer. I think we've exhausted that to some degree, because another issue high up on our radar is the issue of Afenyo Marking, minority leader, being referred to the Privileges Committee. Let me just quickly take you to 3news.com, give you a quick wrap of that. Then I'll pick your thoughts on that. Okay. Now, Speaker Alban Bagbin has ruled that minority leader Alexander Afenyo Marking cited in contempt of Parliament when he removed Mahama Ayariga from an ECOWAS delegation without proper authorization. Now, the Speaker has subsequently referred the matter to the Privileges Committee for further investigation. I also played that sound clip for you. Interestingly, this morning, when I opened up the phone lines for fellow Ghanaians to have their say, there was one particular issue that was a recurring theme, that Ghanaians don't have confidence in our Privileges Committee. And there were a number of issues that were cited which have not seen any resolution. Yes. So I could not begrudge any of my callers the opinion that this is yet another issue that will sit in the pipeline, that will sit on the shelf and will not see any resolution. Honorable, is that something that you are surprised about, given the precedents we've seen so far?
You know, it's worrying, you know, if the Ghanaian, the population, I mean, our people do not believe in an institution well established by law. It's worrying. And it is sometimes the attitude of the actors of, you know, people who are given positions to act, you know, that makes these institutions not to be believed, if you like, by Ghanaian people. I think that the Privileges Committee in our Parliament is one of the very serious committees that we have in Parliament, and because you see, Parliament, we always say that we are masters of our own game. And so sometimes you may not believe and want to agree with what we do there. But Privileges Committee is one of the very serious committees that we have in Parliament. And I think that the concern of the Ghanaian people is what largely I think will be taken into consideration in dealing with it going forward. And again, according to law, the matters that have been referred to the Privileges Committee are very serious matters, and I believe that Mr. Speaker is really serious about it. It's matters that really borders on whether or not the Parliament of Ghana is really serious about what we say and do. So if you've been asked to stay out of ECOWAS Parliament, and the Mr. Speaker rule on that particular issue, and you feel that you are bigger than Parliament, and you decide to take the law into your own hands, and now we're having Mr. Speaker rule that there is some level of matters to be answered. There's some prima facie to be established, and so the Privileges Committee should first of all look at it. I think that's in the right direction. We are ruled by law. Our constitutions are clear. Our standing orders are absolutely crystal clear about things like that. When one is found culpable, the punishments then.
In fact, if you're watching us on Facebook, we've pulled up standing orders of Parliament, Order 36. You can follow along.
Order 36, these are some of the things that you can suffer when your Privileges Committee's findings, actually says that you are in contempt of court, contempt of Parliament. So these are some of the things, and these are very heavy, punishments that you may suffer, be reprimanded, even be removed from Parliament, and be suspended from Parliament, and so forth. And so I think these are very heavy, that nobody, no individual, no member of Parliament would wish that these kind of thing is attached to their CV going forward. And so for me, let's allow the Privileges Committee. I have always said that these days, the development of AI and internet and so forth and so on is opened this whole place to everybody. Parliament is being watched every day. Now we have our own television. That's right. Our proceedings are all over the place. People are saying Privileges Committee and any other committee now have cameras all over. We all seeing what is going on, so nobody can hide. And I remember when some people were taken to Privileges Committee some time ago. This same Appiah-Ampofo happened to be a lawyer for one of them. I think it was Kennedy Japan, you remember? And the conduct, the attitude of Appiah-Ampofo, even at the Privileges Committee at the time, caught the attention of the then UIs, right? Yeah. To caution him that you are on camera and people are watching you and all that, throwing his eyes, telling everybody nothing was going to happen and all that. And again, nothing happened, These are the things that brought this institution into disrepute and makes people not to believe in the institutions. And I think that we need to walk away from there. I think that individuals might not be stronger than the institutions. If we want to grow this country, we must have stronger institutions. No matter who you are, the law must be the law, like Tokono will say, So for me, this will work.
Was that a difficult question for you to answer? Because the perception is that this is a fraternity that is seeking to protect its own. Just this year, we saw what happened during the vetting exercise. I can't recall who was on the hot seat to be vetted. We saw microphones and other equipment on the floor. We watched it live. Like you said, these days we see it in 4K. I watch Parliament 24/7. Everything you say and do, I see and I watch it. Is that what is going on? Because every single time a matter comes up, we're told that some action will be taken, and yet I have to open up the phone lines and Ghanaians are asking me, well, why are you even bringing up this topic? I mean, what is going to happen? What has happened? Is this a fraternity that is just telling us what we want to hear? But on the back end, you scratch my back, I scratch yours.
I've never been charitable with the words that I use. I've been very clear with you that the doings and the activities, the things that happen in Parliament is actually informing the Ghanaian people that, that particular committee may not be serious, but I think that is not what it is. Of course, if you talk about the ballot snatching in Parliament by one member of Parliament at a time, you talk, for example, what you just referred to, when members of Parliament would have to vandalize, voting tables and, I think those matters, Mr. Speaker, is here to rule about, the vandalization of so we'll leave that one. I think that it's not making the public to see the seriousness of the institution. And that's what we must deal with. And I agree with you, we must deal with. And so maybe, just maybe, this must be a test case to see whether there is that reset of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama's agenda, permeating Parliament as well. And I believe strongly that these are some of the things we're going to be seeing. Because you see, things that are happening are very worrying, to extend that we have to be disgraced in the international world, international stages, where ECOWAS would have to suspend the swearing in of Ghanaian representations into ECOWAS Parliament. These are serious issues, I mean, and so it is not, we could be joking around ourselves here in Ghana and be tickling ourselves and be laughing, saying that we're rule of law, but you don't take it outside. To extend that a member of Parliament, a lawyer, many years of standing, knows what the rules are, been working with these, standing orders and knows what the rules are, to disrespect, the standing orders and to do things like that. I think that this may be, one of the test cases, and I believe strongly that His Excellency, Mr. Speaker, Suman Agbagbin's, reference to the Privileges Committee, this time around, I'm sure that's going to have some results that will be satisfactory to the entire Ghanaian people. Because like you said, yes, I agree with you. It looks as if Parliament, people are beginning to see that, they are the same. They will go clean themselves out and they will play for themselves. There will be nothing happening. I think that when those things continue to go on like that, the image, if you like,
right,
of the institution is really getting very muddied, and I think that it's about time we clean the institutions and make them very serious, and I think that the Privileges Committee will be doing their good work. I think one of the comments that Appiah made that was worrying, and it is not only him, about the judgment was really worrying. When you suggest that the judge was doing his the bidding of the government and the president, and that his rulings were capriciously and whimsically delivered just for his bid, I mean, that is worrying, because these are people who just left power. We've had a lot of rulings, a lot of judgment where they were in power. Are they saying that it is same tradition that they used to perpetrate, things they used to do, that is suggesting that we're doing now? I heard their lawyer in this Mandai case saying that he had prepared his appeal.
He said, in fact, he had it in his back pocket,
ready before going to court. I'm not a lawyer. In fact, I've not been called to the bar yet. But I know that you can only appeal to a judgment or a ruling you've seen, read, and known. And that you can determine the influx of the ruling, and there's some abnormalities that you think by law do not sit well with you. For a lawyer to boldly say that, I had my own appeal at the back pocket, in my pocket before going to court, presupposes that he saw the judgment. And he knew what the rulings were, and that he prepared for it. And that's worrying, because it makes me feel that what kind of tie do these guys have with the judges that, may have revealed judgment to him before reading the judgment, to extend that you knew what was in the judgment, that you had prepared your appeal in your pocket before going to the court. I mean, these are some of the very worrying situations that I think that the research agenda must begin to peg some of the institutions.
Let me ask you, if this is unusual for lawyers to anticipate. Maybe you prepare for every case possible. Or do you have to see the judgment before you read it?
You must appeal to a case or point of law.
Okay.
Yes.
So what was he appealing to?
So what were you appealing to? And then you know something. One of the childish things that I heard them say as the reason for going to the appeal court is that, before the ruling, some NDC people were jubilating, saying that they were going to win the case. And therefore, that jubilation before the delivery of the judgment presupposes that they knew what they were going to get. In any case, if you do not believe in your case that you're going to win in court, would you have gone to court? So if the person who sent matter to court believes that my case that I sent to court and that the fact I presented to the court, having seen the process that at the way it's going, that I believe I will win and I'm happy I will win, that form a basis of a lawyer of a good standing to go to court, say I'm going to appeal a decision of a court of competent jurisdiction. I'm going to appeal the decision based on the fact that people were jubilating that they were going to win the case before the court delivers judgment. That's the reason they want to go for appeal. Really?
Yeah, well, the action of offending confirms that what took place in court, the judge did what was right. Because you see, you have gone to the appeals court, yet you are doing a press conference, not believing in the process.
And that's even prejudicial.
Yes, you don't believe in they have actually thrown their hands in the air, knowing that nothing meaningful will come out of the appeal. And so they should just be factual, they should be truthful to the people that, we went to court, the election was rigged, and the court said you should go and do a rerun. If you indeed believe that you won by some 3,700 plus votes,
that's a huge number. So go and let the people vote for you again.
As we speak, I'm not too sure 10% of those that took part in the last elections are dead. Granted, 20% are even out. Go back, say your message. They'll vote for you.
Exactly.
So hold that thought for me, because when we come back, I want us to explore some more into that, because I listened to Honorable Nyindam talk about how maybe government machinery can be used now to woo the people. It's very different when you are in power. And,
no, please, before you go
before
on,
I go on my break. All right, Honorable, let me
listen,
hear you.
The MPP were on power when they declared Jechikwesin's seat vacant, and then we went to Asin not to run that election. The Ghanaian people are not gullible. They are intelligent, wise people, and they know what is good for them. You cannot use government machinery to win an election. Otherwise, the MPP would have won the Asin not election.
On that note, we go on this very quick break. Time check, it is some 31 minutes.
Even the last election, were they not on power?
Rightly so.
So why didn't they use the government machinery to win the elections?
In fact, my submission was twofold, and I was going to say that it's been a fairly stable year. All of that plays into the psychology of the game. But when we come back, we'll talk about that in some more detail. This is still 3FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7.
60% discount sales on sofas.
3FM 92.7 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 3 FM. 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 92.7 3 FM.
Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. It is still a glorious Friday morning. And I must say, this morning, I have the men. I have the men in the studio. If you have only just joined us, Solomon Owusu is still with us, Director of Communication, United Party. Apparently, they've stolen one P from a certain party, so I don't know where that party will find their other P from. Problem. Emmanuel Cousin is also still here, Executive Director, African Center for Security and Counter-Terrorism. No stranger to our 3FM Sunrise platform. We also have Honorable David Theophilus Dominic Vondi, MP for Chifo Eti Mokwa. He hasn't been here in a while, but it's certainly good to see him. We are putting a few matters in perspective. I want us to quickly wrap up on the conversation about Bandai, rerun, and also the matter of Afenyo Markin being referred to the Privileges Committee by the Speaker of Parliament. We've played back a few clips, and I think we have duly sunk our teeth into these issues. But let me ask Mr. Vondi, how is the NDC preparing to how are you preparing in Pandai? We know that there is a stay of execution filed. After 7 days, we'll get a progress report. But ultimately, if the status quo remains, in 30 days, all roads lead to Pandai for a rerun of the entire process. What are you picking on the ground?
You know, when you look at the electoral results clearly, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama won Pandai constituency.
By a small, he won, slim margin, but yes, he did.
I agree with you. Again, I agree also that the presidential election is always different from the parliamentary elections, and that people can vote skirt and blouse. We agree. But you see, the matters we took to court was irregularities that actually murdered the electoral system and processes that led to the rigging of the election in favor of the MPP candidate. We believe so with the evidence that are in our favor. we saw and we had the changing of the coalition center, for example, without a proud knowledge notice to the participants. All those things came together. The judge looked at the case. Don't forget the case traveled for a whole almost 10, 11 months. Judgment was delivered in the favor of the petitioners. We did grateful to the judge for actually upholding the rule of law and our election system. What are we doing? We're putting together our arsenals. We're telling the Pandai people that in tree, they say, Ohenene diane papa, atiase. You understand that people to read. Prince is the one that's father is alive. And so you were enjoying the cake of that having a member of parliament on the side of a ruling government. Of course, everybody, whether you are a member of parliament for the MPP or NDC, His Excellency Mahama is developing every aspect and every area of this country. It doesn't matter whether you have a member of parliament in the NDC or the MPP. But again, there's no doubt that you will be able to access ministers to listen to you better. And that is natural. So because the ideologies that we share together are different. When the Appiah-Ampofo and these people are thinking about property owning and grabbing everything in Ghana, we are looking at putting everything that is in the purse to developing the entire country. I remember recently, one of the MPP MPs alleged to have written to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to stop the construction of the road from Accra to Kumasi.
In fact, I heard Honorable Kassia-Ampofo say
is true.
I read the letter.
In fact, yesterday I tuned into Parliament I tuned in the whole time, and so I listened to Honorable Kassia-Ampofo and actually read that letter, read the contents of the letter. I said something to certainly go back and dissect, but this was actually read on the floor.
As far back as August.
That is quite.
So it tells you the kind of people we're dealing with. Okay, when first in history, a finance minister in this country, after his tenure in office, decided to fled this country and is not ready to come answer questions of the atrocities he caused this country. And you have a member of parliament.
Alleged atrocities.
Well, until he proven guilty, I agree that he's innocent. That's why he's running away from justice. He himself, his party people, his own people, they appointed as special prosecutors are declaring him a fugitive. Do you understand that word? Running away from justice, that's very horrible and worrying. I don't know how he sleeps anyway. You have a member of parliament coming from Kumasi telling the government that he should not construct road from Accra to Kumasi, infrastructure. My dear, when you travel to some countries, I was just coming from Azerbaijan, and that small country, how beautiful infrastructure, road networks, everything. You see somebody who is a member of parliament coming from Kumasi telling His Excellency John Dramani Mahama not to construct a road from Accra to Kumasi. These are the people they are. The only thing they know is that bring the money, let's share, let's destroy this country, let's grab everything there is. The NDC believe in developing this country, and everybody sees it, and you know it, and I know it as well. So we're telling the Pandai people that, hey, development is back and we want you to be part of it. And I think that everybody will want to be part of it. And I believe strongly that when the elections are run freely and fairly, I believe strongly that the NDC should be able to win that seat again. And so it's cool. We'll do it. And I believe strongly I will be fine.
Well, this is your election command center, so we'll certainly be following what happens in Pandai. So make sure you're sticking with us when that happens. But to put a bow on this, so I want to ask you, I'm not here to preempt anything that happens, but should the Pandai rerun, go in the favor of the NDC, what do you think that will do to the morale of the mighty minority, as they term themselves?
Did you say mighty minority? I'm sorry, let me correct you.
I said as they term themselves in Parliament.
Okay, so they are insignificant micro minority.
Honorable, that can certainly not be
So
fair, because they're there to keep you on your toes.
No, they are insignificant micro minority. If you like, they should all get out of parliament. We have the numbers to be able to rule this country. So they are insignificant in parliament, and so their behavior is just uncalled for.
Honorable, are you going to retract? Because they have a role to play.
They are insignificant micro minority in parliament.
I distance myself from this particular statement.
No, but that's the truth, because they are insignificant. Look at their numbers.
I mean,
and look at their behavior is unparliamentary. Their leader have just been referred to the Privileges Committee. Their behavior is unparliamentary. They are insignificant micro minority in parliament.
So let me come
and that's what it is, man. That's what it is.
So let me come to you. So what do you think that could potentially do? You're hearing from Honorable here. He has completely shattered the whole show. You know, they call themselves mighty minority, and of course, we understand that the role of the minority in parliament is. What do you see happening in the future?
So the problem is not with the numbers. Like I said earlier on, the problem has to do with the quality. If you go back to 96, when the MPP had 67 parliamentarians versus the 133 by the NDC, it's more or less a similar situation. It was half of the numbers that the NDC had in 1996. But the quality of representation from the MPP side was what won the party election in the year 2000. That is the reverse of what we are experiencing today. Today, the quality of representation is very down. And that is why Appiah Markins, from the way and manner he's behaving, attacking the police person, calling the judiciary a very corrupt institution, calling out judges without even evidence, which on daily basis gets people out of the MPP, is what must be a worrying trend. Regarding the Pandai seat, I mean, traditionally it has been the NDC seat.
Or does it not? Is it not swing in nature?
It's not swinging. I mean, if you look at the totality, Kwesi Terry has been won in 4 consecutive times. 1992, we don't classify it as.
It was even one of the longest 7
MPs. So
Nyindam that came to break that for 2 terms.
You understand? So it was a seat that was for the NDC. I would not be surprised if the NDC wins it in this. Rerun. There will be a rerun because that's the position of the court. But beyond that, it is also a trap for the NDC.
A trap?
Yes. You see, the Ghanaian is giving the NDC all it needs to govern. They have been given an absolute majority in parliament that they have the opportunity to right the wrongs, be it in the constitution, be it in this country. At the end of their tenure, the Ghanaian, that is the beauty of democracy. That is why I don't fight when it's election. I can only grieve for a moment, but I have the next 4 years to as it were, explain why you gave these people the opportunity to lead you and what they were able to achieve with the mandate that you gave to them. So I don't have any qualms at all. They can go and continue on that. But you see, he raised a very significant issue that must not be left alive. Next week or so, by God willing, we must discuss it.
Right.
The behavior of Asensio Boachi, to have written to the president of the land that the people of Ashanti do not need express highway.
Can you imagine?
You know, recently Gabi was on tape. Yes. Landing to have said that one day was calling for overheads here and there. They had Ashanti MPs that kicked against it. Now we know the Ashanti MP who kicked against it. It will be Asensio Boachi.
That's what you infer.
The Kwame Tuas of our life. If you go to Ashanti history, there is someone we call Kwame Tuas. The Kwame Tuas are always drawing the people back.
So let me offer you something cold to drink, and I promise to table this one next week. I can't imagine Asensio Boachi will do this. Next week, I want us to get into this.
It's very important. This matter, we must go. And you see, I keep saying that the MPP has rather become the enemy of the Ashanti region. And that's why the United Party has come to stay. And that is why we will go back to the people and tell them the character of the lives of Asensio Boachi. Interestingly supported by Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia in the primaries.
I make a promise. We will dissect this. We'll get that letter. We read it together, and we'll come to a conclusion.
I'll be so happy.
But there's something I want us to explore, and Nima, I'm so grateful that you're here. Let's talk about the African continent and specifically what's recently transpired in Guinea-Bissau. Now, the latest, this is having been updated on BBC Africa some 27 minutes ago. Guinea-Bissau president flees to Senegal after coup. Now, Guinea-Bissau's deposed president Umaru Sissoko Embalo has arrived in neighboring Senegal following his release by military forces that toppled his government this week, Senegal authorities have announced. Now, it follows negotiations by the regional West African bloc, ECOWAS, to secure his transfer amid rising tensions in Guinea-Bissau. Now, Senegal's foreign ministry said in a statement that Embalo had landed in the country safe and sound on a chartered military flight on Thursday. The military in Guinea-Bissau has already sworn in a new transitional leader, General Horta. How do I say this?
General Ota or something.
Okay. This is a military takeover in Guinea-Bissau.
Dennis Njang.
No.
It's spelled N''TAM. Otam. All right. Now, Wednesday's coup came a day before authorities were due to announce the provisional results of a presidential and parliamentary election. The military has suspended the electoral process and blocked the release of the results. It said it was acting to thwart a plot by unnamed politicians who had the support of a well-known drug baron to destabilize the country and impose a nighttime curfew. I've only just been reading about Guinea-Bissau and the drug problem that is very pervasive in that country. Now, Ima, we see that this is still on the continent, this issue of military takeover, and we want to explore that a little bit in some detail. What are your thoughts?
Well, Helen, thank you once again. Before I come to that, Honorable Papa V, I've delivered your message. And our dearest Helen says, please don't skip breakfast. Eat breakfast for her.
Yes.
Anyway, my dearest Helen, are we all surprised? We can't be surprised at all. When the Sahelian issue came up and the Sahelians formed their alliance, some of us rang the warning sign and the warning bell. We sounded those bells and said, hang on, if we don't take pragmatic steps to convince this bloc to come back to the ECOWAS bloc, it was just a matter of time other countries will be emboldened to go on that route. Fortunately for ECOWAS, we have the person of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, who has this goodwill with all the military juntas, to the extent that he invited one of them to his inauguration, the Burkina Faso leader. What did ECOWAS do? They went to sleep. So to some of us, we are not surprised. Democracy is in sharp decline in West Africa. And if steps are not taken immediately to remedy it, it's going to get worse. Look at Nigeria. The economic might of Africa, and for that matter, West Africa. They have declared the entire country a state of emergency because the security architecture is in paralysis. They are not able to confront the extremist group. And look at the might of the Nigerian army. That bandits like these extremist groups, they are not able to confront them. So one is compelled to ask whether it is a form of economics. When I talk of economics, whether the Nigerian government is benefiting indirectly from this kind of insecurities. Tinubu at the helm of affairs, the ECOWAS chairman. And in your own backyard, you can't even manage the insecurities. How do you even talk about the ECOWAS as a sub-region and you are the chairperson? So as Africans, to be honest, it looks as if education has not helped us. And the sad thing is that those people who perpetrate these crimes on their people are people who have schooled abroad. Look at what has happened in Togo. Is that democracy? What did ECOWAS do about it? So if the Togolese people had revolted, civic disobedience, the army will look through the line and take advantage of it. Then ECOWAS will come with a very beautiful letter, writing all the English jargons but no substance. Look at Ivory Coast. The sham elections in Ivory Coast. Is that democracy? Why was Gbagbo removed from office? Are we learning anything? So to me, ECOWAS is a fan club. More to say, scratch my back, I scratch your back. And the teething problems, number one, is corruption. In Africa, corruption is so endemic among the political class. So you ask yourself, what is really the essence of democracy? Is it electing leaders every 5 years or 4 years in some cases? Is that what we as Africans we see democracy to be? And I dare say that we have to look at the nuances of democracy. I'm all out 100% for democracy. But it looks as if in Africa, democracy is not carved out for us. If you look at the West, they brought in some safety networks for its citizens. Before, they did a lot of experiments. Before they got to a stage where they feel that certain rights can be guaranteed for everybody. In Africa, what kind of safety networks do we have? Nothing. When you apply for a job in this country, you must know somebody. When you even go to hospitals to access health facility, you must know somebody. If you have money in this country, you are above and over the law. And we don't kind of create societies like that. That is why, as Ghanaians, we have to be so concerned. We are the only stable democracy in the entire region at the moment. We are surrounded by states that I cannot classify as democracies, because Togo is not a democracy. Ivory Coast is not a democracy. Burkina Faso is not a democracy. So we say that if your neighbor's beer is on fire, you fetch water closer to yours. That is why the aura must not fail in this country. If this government fails to hold every public official, I would say the political class, they don't do that alone. The civil servants are even more corrupt than the politicians. More often than not, they engineer some of these schemes and bring them to the attention of the politician and even tell them that this is how it is done. You remember the Mutaka Pampers thing in his first stint as a minister. It was, they trapped him more or less. The minister were entitled to Pampers and all those kind of things, allowances. And look at how gullible politicians can be. How much is Pampers? And you were taking those allowances. And look at how it cost his political fortune. Until now, Mutaka was a goner. So I think that as a society, we must begin to call out certain things. Look at the OSP, for Christ's sake. How on earth would citizens demonstrate for an OSP to resign or to go? Whose interest is the OSP for? Look at the creation of the OSP, my dearest Helen. Look at the taxpayers' money we are expanded into that office. Is that office really fit for purpose? Today, I heard the prosecutor general in Mexico has resigned because citizens accused him of not willing to prosecute alleged corruption by politicians. The principle is what? He has resigned. What is Akonoma still doing? He should resign. Citizens are saying that what they want you to do, you are not doing. So if Akonoma, I'm talking about Ajabin Kisi, is so minded, as a matter of principle, he should resign. Because the office is there for a purpose. If people are not seeing your use in that office, why not? You go. And if you look at the cases Akonoma is interested in, my dearest Ellen. All these cases are quite suspicious. And their grand scheme to flee the people of this country. And until justice is seen to be done in this country, the civil obedience that can come, even the military will not be able to contain it. And that is why the John Mahama's administration must not fail on corruption.
Ima, thank you for that.
So let me conclude this way.
In just a minute for me, please.
I think that the government must be drawing useful lessons. And ECOWAS, by its stature and what it has done over the period, it has lost its steam for the very reasons it was created. And I am confident that if we don't pull the plug, more coups are bound to happen.
Thank you for your expert perspective on that. Time check, it is some 4 minutes to the top of the hour, but we do have to bid you farewell on yet another exciting week right here on 3FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Yapong. Yapong. They said time flies when you're having fun. But I mean, it's a situation that is still evolving, so we keep our eyes out. And I hope to see you gentlemen again for some more discussions. Let me say thank you to Honorable David Theophilus Dominic Von D, MP for Trifo Etimokwa. Also to Emmanuel Cotton, Executive Director, African Center for Security and Counter-Terrorism. I also had in the studio Solomon Owusu, and he's the Director of Communication for the United Party. Of course, we are collecting the wins. We're not chasing them this time round. The luckiest is back again, bigger and better, with chances to change your life. And there are 2 easy ways to get in the game, 2 easy ways to get lucky this weekend and beyond. First, you grab your phone, simply dial *712#. That's *712#. Choose option 1 to buy a ticket for yourself, or option 2 to buy for someone else. Do you want the system to generate a lucky ticket number for you? You go with option 1 again. Prefer to choose your own ticket number? That is option 2. Confirm your payment with Momo and you are in. Simple, simple. Now for the online way, simply head over to theluckiestafrica.com and register. You can also choose your own number, or let the system generate one for you. And you can also buy a ticket for someone else. When it's time to pay, use Momo if you are in Ghana, or pay with your card if you are abroad. One ticket can multiply your money by some 500 times, and your entire community could win 10 times over. This is your golden chance. Hop on and let's get lucky together, because luck is everywhere.